Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the July 13th public hearing on the Route 302 pump station. And I call the public hearing to order.
Nice.
Any additions or changes to the agenda?
No, Chair.
Where's the feedback coming from?
Latency. I'm guessing it would be working.
Pull that off.
Try that.
Is that better? Yeah, there you go. Okay. Any public comment?
Get up right there.
All right, public hearing on Route 302 pump station.
Yeah. Craig, do you want, oh, there we are. Michael?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I think Michael's going to do the speaking here. This hearing is just a part of the environmental review process for this project, and I'm not too familiar with how to run it, so I'm just going to let Michael take it away.
Hi everyone. So I'm Mike Maynard from Aldrich and Elliott. We're the engineering firm that's working with the town on this project. We'll make this pretty quick. It's sort of, we got to just check the box. One thing, I know the state's fairly strict about it. It sounds like the hearing was formally open.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Great. I'll just run through the presentation very quickly here. I'll just do a quick screen share here. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so this is the Fonzie public hearing for the town of Berlin's Robin Allen Route 302 pump station replacement. The project consists of replacement of a pump station. It includes a new below-grade concrete wet well, piping, controls, and redundant submersible pumps, as well as decommissioning of the existing pump station. This is right down on Route 302 by Overlook Drive. The need for the project is to replace aging infrastructure, conform to current standards and practices, and ensure long-lasting equipment. This is required by the National Environmental Policy Act, and the process is we prepared and submitted an environmental report. The state of Vermont Water Investment Division evaluated and verified that information, and they issued this finding of no significant impact. We have to have this public hearing, and there's a 30-day public comment period. So a finding of no significant impact is a document that presents the reasons why the Vermont DEC has concluded that there are no significant environmental impacts projected to occur upon implementation of the project, or the environmental impacts can be reasonably addressed through mitigation measures. For this project, the impacted resource are floodplains. You can see the pump station is just barely inside the mapped floodplain. So the way these impacts are being mitigated is everything within that 500-year flood elevation is either fully submersible or is going to be made out of some sort of water-resistant material such as concrete. There's a small building that's going to be built that's we call wet flood proof to 2 feet above the base flood elevation or the 500-year flood elevation. We're limiting the amount of fill that's being put on the site. And any non-immersible equipment such as electrical panels will be located above that critical elevation of 551.1. So we can have questions or comments, or if no one has anything, the hearing can be closed.
You want to make it changing the name, spelling of the name? It's not Robin Allen, it's Robert Allen.
Is it, I thought, is it Robert?
Is it? Yeah.
No, it's, so his legal name is Robin, and we asked him that, and that's what.
Okay.
Yep, that's what he wants.
Because we had it documented differently here.
Yeah.
So, thanks for confirming that, Craig.
Yep.
I've never gotten to do a design review meeting with the person that something's named for, so.
Are there any concerns that you have regarding what you explained to us this evening?
No, this is pretty standard. You know, we do have a lot of wastewater treatment facilities and floodplain, pump stations that end up in floodplains, so.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
this will actually improve the situation. In 2023, the water got it was almost 6 inches below the vents for the existing pump station, so this will actually improve the floodplain situation, so it's a bonus.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Have any hands raised? Because I know some people have said they don't get seen when they're want to ask questions.
Oh, I can see it
You
here.
can see, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Craig, and thank you, Mike.
Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Any other questions, comments?
Nope.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? This public hearing is closed.
All right, welcome again, everyone, to the July 13th regular Select Board Town meeting. Regular Town Select Board meeting. I'm Jared Felch, the chair. We have Brian Davelbliss to my right and Carlin Weasel, Chris Hayward, and Flo Smith, and also our town administrator, Vince Conti, and our new zoning administrator, Bethany Town. And I call the Select Board meeting to order. Are there any additions or changes to the agenda?
No, Mr. Chair.
Any public comment?
Well, wait, do we want to change the order of the agenda?
Yeah, we probably should change it to do a meet and greet with Bethany and then,
Okay. So I guess there are some changes then.
okay.
We can move up the minutes.
We'll move up the minutes and move up the introduction and meet and greet of our new zoning administrator slash town administrator assistant, Bethany Town.
So you want to start with the minutes and then
Sure.
go into that? Okay.
What's the board's preferences?
Shoot.
You want to do the meet and greet first, Carla?
No, my notes on the minutes, I just realized my notes on the minutes are at home. So I just have to remember what they were.
We just have 622, right? Yeah.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, it's my, I don't know if anybody else has comments, but my comments have to do with the tax section. I didn't ask about whether there was a benefit to not raising the rate. I asked if we wanted to level fund it because the rate was actually going to be lower at that point. So to level funding, if there was a benefit to the town to level fund as opposed to lowering the rate. I'll give this to you, Vince, I made a
Okay.
note.
Okay.
And I would recommend moving the headers to topics to the page where the content is, so that that flows nicely. Just putting in a space where needed to do that. And I'm just looking at the final page, well, next to last page. Make the motion to approve the regular select board meeting minutes of Monday, June 22nd, 2026, as presented with the notation from Carla and myself.
I'll second, but I have one more. On my roundtable, it's not federal aid money, it's CDS funding reallocated. Congressionally designated spending So I'll make that note too on mine and give it to you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jerry.
Yeah. Okay. Meet and greet with Bethany Town.
So, I'll do just a very short introduction and then turn it over to her. As you all know, today was the first day of her arrival. She had a bit of an indoctrination today and a lot of listening to me, so be patient with her, please. She actually took a break and went home, and she did come back, so that's a good sign. And I'd like to welcome her back and introduce Bethany Town.
Thank you all.
Welcome.
Make sure the people can see my face. I'm happy to be here, joining you again from 6 years of a legal career out in Nevada. So spent time there working for a judge, 3 years as a prosecutor, 2 years as staff attorney for the Supreme Court. And this is definitely an opportunity for me to get back on track with what my interests were in law school. In law school, I focused a lot on natural resources, property law, and so there's a lot of tangential skills, experience, information in those fields. So I'm excited to be back home. I'm a 4th generation Vermonter from Berlin, so very much a homecoming for me here, and put as many of those transferable skills and hard skills, soft skills to use for the town. So from what I gathered today, there was a lot of emphasis on communication, having the zoning office and the zoning position be open to the public, be engaged. From the interview to what I've heard today is a priority for this office and for the town. So I'm happy to be on board with that, come up with ways to draw the public in for things proactively to get some more involvement as projects from their fledgling stages and through to their completion. Hopefully drum up a little bit more interest in what is going on as it's happening. So that is kind of the bird's eye view of what I gathered today is my objective. And happy to do it, prepared to do it. I think there will be a learning curve, so have some patience with me as I figure that out and kind of figure out the strategies that'll make that happen. So I'm happy to be here and take on that challenge and work with all of you and the town and residents and try to make it a little more streamlined, open, and what we talked about today as far as objectives. So happy to be here.
Just a little bit of what we talked about, right? We had the chair here today, myself, met with Bethany along with Gordon from the Planning Commission, the chair of the Planning Commission, right? About the realignment of the Planning Commission, right? And how they work together with the staff support, and the use and integration of the capital improvement program, right? The process that we've developed for feeding that information in a timely manner to the board to make the decisions, again, in a timely manner and provide that direction back to the Planning Commission as well. And that Bethany is kind of the conduit for that, to make sure it happens and stays on track and within the process. So that was kind of some of the core conversation that we had initially today on that.
Something just came to mind. When we were rewriting the zoning regulations, we sort of ended up by default having meetings with certain neighborhoods depending on, certain areas of town, as we were writing the regs and identifying the zones and all that. And there was sort of by default sort of an ambassador, I'm gonna call him an ambassador, like somebody that sort of from those areas that might communicate meetings out to others in the neighborhood and whatnot. I'm wondering if we should sort of try to do that for, have certain individuals in town that sort of represent their neighborhoods in terms of, because you mentioned how the Riverton meeting, a lot of it there was a lot of turnout because somebody had actually gone and knocked on doors and reminded people. Mm-hmm. And so I'm just thinking if we had somebody in various, the East Hill section, just different areas that would take the lead on that. Just a thought.
Well, Bethany brought up a good point today in our meeting, and some ideas that she kind of threw out there
Yeah.
to get that communication out to
Yeah.
residents, is doing either like a monthly or quarterly where Bethany and maybe one of us as the select board and someone from the planning commission go out to the public and do, you know, these are the projects that
Yeah.
we're working on
Yeah.
at this time in each of those
Yeah.
smaller communities that we have.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what is unique about Berlin is we are one town, we are one big community, but we have very small
Well,
communities.
geographical splits.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So
Yeah.
I thought it was a great idea
Yeah,
that Bethany brought
definitely.
up today. And I think that can tie into
Yeah.
that as well of having like an ambassador for each
Yeah.
corner of the town. Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
a great idea.
Because even if, you know, it's like a traveling office hours kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, yeah,
here
yeah.
to talk to you about what we've got going on, what, you know, and that'll shift, you know, from office hours to office hours because as projects change and
Yeah.
some are completed, some are now on that. But then different sections of the town, you know, if I'm there to present, here's everything going on, you may not care about some of it.
Yeah.
It's not in your smaller locality, but you can weigh in. And I'm
Yeah.
bringing the information to you. And I could see an ambassador type position helping to facilitate
Yeah.
what's a topic of interest, what's going to get people involved,
Yeah.
what do they want to talk about in these, you know, open office hours or traveling office hours sort of
Yeah.
format. And so that ties right into what we were brainstorming today, certainly.
Great, awesome.
And I
Good.
brought up what's unique about Berlin right now for us is we have a complete change of leadership in every aspect of the government side of Berlin. I mean, a whole new select board, a new town administrator, a
Yeah.
new zoning administrator, so, and a new planning commission
Yeah.
chair as well. So I think we're in a very unique and critical part of the town of Berlin, where all that leadership seems to be pointed in the same direction where we can all move together. So it's actually an exciting part of the town right now for me.
Very, very exciting, yes. I agree, Jared. Well, welcome, how was your trip across country?
Dramatic.
After the fire and her truck was put out?
Yeah, so I bought a truck and a horse trailer to move. The horses shipped separate, but I was moving my stuff in the horse trailer.
Yeah.
And the truck that I bought to do that had a wiring fire the
Oh,
week before
no.
I left. So, little improvisation. It's still out there. I had a lovely friend who was willing to drive 2,800 miles with me. And we did it in a rental
That's a good
with
friend.
my 2 cats. So, and we're still friends. So it's a pretty successful trip, although interesting. And I'm always happy and open, you know, to answer any questions from any of you, any concerns you might have about me kind of stepping into this. I'm always open and happy to chat, so happy to be here.
Well, I'm thrilled to have you, I think you're gonna be fantastic.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I'm trying. Already,
That's all
you
we're
want to
doing.
try.
That's right, we're all,
Guys, first day, I think we've made progress already, right?
100%.
She's already building plans on what she's learned already.
That's awesome.
And I don't think you can over communicate with us.
Okay, good to know.
So that's, yeah, there's never enough communication, I think. That's the point we
Yeah.
want to put from the board here is we really like to know what's going on. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
definitely a big welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
welcome for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Very
very
excited.
lucky to have you.
Yeah.
Thank you
I'll
for
hang
bringing
out
your
for a while.
expertise to us.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's all transferable, but I think it'll be good. I'm excited to be back in the realm.
That's what you want your title to be.
It's gotta be one of them.
You know, we talked about that today, how, yeah.
Okay, what time is it now?
Right on-
I think we're
6:20.
right on track. So mowing and paving bids, review and decision.
So I have a copy of those.
We can run it.
We'll
So
start with the mowing bids.
Did we skip public comment? I don't know if we
Did
wanted
what?
to.
No,
Did
how
we?
about that?
Oh, you did?
I did, yeah.
Oh. Where was I? My brain was elsewhere.
These are the mowing bids.
Sorry, Jared.
That's okay.
Oh, hey, no, you go for it. That's why we
This is unvetted.
So again, this is, if anybody wants to see this, to refresh themselves, this was the RFP that went out to get the mowing bids that you're looking at. The only reason I say that is if there's any question of whether they're compliant with what was asked for or not, we need to be able to make that determination as well.
Thanks, Brian.
You're welcome, sir.
My bid is from S&C Lawn Services, which does lawn mowing, trimming, weed pickup. Town of Berlin, here's my bid for the town mowing for the year 2027 and 2028. My business card is attached with all of my info. I mow for the town of Roxbury this year, so you can reach out to them for reference. If I win the bid for the town of Berlin, I will make sure all grounds are mowed 3 days before 4th of July. My services include weed whacking, mowing, and removing any grass clippings from any roadways, walkways, every service. And the proposal was dated June 29th, 2026. It doesn't indicate on the envelope when it was received, but I'm sure it met the requirement
It did.
there.
All the bids you have met,
Mhm.
met the receipt date.
And it's signed by Scott Lorendo. And I'm looking for the mowing price, 2027 per mowing price, $150. 2028 per mowing price, $150. 2027 yearly price, $13,500. 2028 yearly price, $14,000. And Scott indicated my price includes Partridge Farm Pump Station at 26 Cedar Drive. It is not on this bid sheet from your website, and he included a certificate of liability insurance, which is valid through March 1 of 2027.
So I have the same gentleman.
Oh.
What did you say hit the 2027 yearly price was?
2027 yearly price was $13,500 and the 28 was $14,000.
So this one's 15,000 for 2027 and then 15,500 for 2028.
Did they,
But same,
Did it have the verbiage about the inclusion of the pump station? Because maybe he did it separately, given one without and one with, but yours was higher, right?
yeah.
I had Hill House Estates. 27 yearly is 15, 28 yearly is 15.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Hill House Estates,
Yep.
the yearly price for 2027 is 15,000, and 28 is the same, 15,000.
what does that one say, 5? Oh, that's for 2 different, oh, one's the cemeteries, one's the.
Yeah. This is
Oh.
for the West Berlin Cemetery, and below this is cemeteries, Johnston Sawyer, Dewey Wright, East Road,
that
Black
must-
Cemetery, Colby,
That's what this is.
Coxbrook, Howard, and Dion. And then the municipal building, Town Memorial, Dog River Park, and Friendship Park, that's an additional $5,000 yearly price.
So what was the first one, 5,000 plus what?
The first,
15.
first one was 15. They included West Berlin Cemetery, Johnston Sawyer Cemetery, Dewey Wright Cemetery, East Road Cemetery, Black Cemetery, Colby Cemetery, Coxbrook Cemetery, Howard Cemetery, and Dion Cemetery, Vine Street.
And the
then,
bid was from whom?
This is from Hill House Estates, formerly known as Kirkyard Services.
Are they the ones doing it now?
They are doing it now.
So I correct what I said. This was both. So this is the cemetery and then this one is for the town. So the cemetery, he's at 2027 would be 15,000. 2028, 15,500 with a per hour price of, for additional work of $75 for 2027 and $75 for 2028. And that's the cemetery, so that was my bad, sorry about that.
So that was S&C lawn.
S&C, yep.
Okay.
And additional work for Hill House is $50 per hour for 27 and 28. That's just for the cemeteries. Then he has the town area here, which is, I don't know if you got that, Vince, from that 2027 is 5,000, and 2028 is 5,000.
For,
For the
Hill House.
municipal
The
building?
municipal side.
on the municipal side?
Yep,
I thought I had 15,000 for some reason.
that's for the cemeteries.
15 and 5, but both of these are 5 and 5?
Yep.
Does he include, is that just a municipal building he's doing?
He's doing Town Memorial Corner,
Yeah,
Dog River Park, and Friendship Park, Muzzy Road.
okay.
And the task 2, the water system wells, is $1,200 for both years.
This is just for the property.
For the wells?
Yes.
13,500 and 14,000. And then for the cemeteries, 15,000.
We'll check that
So
out.
No.
they're the same there, but,
Right, but what difference between
yeah,
the town properties
it's the
and?
town side, yeah.
Go ahead,
So
sorry.
this is Green Collar Property Management. It's got a nice cover letter. It's actually a really good proposal, but it says that they went to all the sites. Objective is to provide town of Berlin with dependable professional grounds maintenance while protecting the appearance and long-term condition of its municipal properties and cemeteries. Our proposal has been developed using a structured estimating process that considers labor, travel, equipment, fuel, and long-term operational sustainability. So in summary, the municipal grounds maintenance, which same sites that you've all mentioned, is 2027, 11,250, 2028, 11,813. Cemetery maintenance, 2027, 30,000, 2028, 31,500. Per mowing price for the water system wells and pump station is 125 in 2027 and 132 in 2028. Additional work hourly rate is $90 an hour. There is individual proposals for each. This, I read you the summary page, and then certificate of insurance.
There's not a certificate of insurance in that.
I'm guessing he has insurance. He's the current one, correct?
Hill House?
Yes.
Yes. We have theirs.
Yeah, there's no insurance for that. In the envelope, there wasn't any.
Okay.
And this was sent by Eric Ross, managing member of Green Collar Property LLC.
Did you want to go over full?
No, no
Okay.
need. I'm just looking at this in
Okay.
terms of what the requirements were, just, in your opinion, Vince, would you say they met the requirements? Because I'm just reading through to be sure.
Sounds like it if they.
It sounded like it to
completed
me. Mhm.
Have they been satisfactory?
Hill House? Yeah. From what you've seen?
Yeah.
Yes, for me it's a yes, they have been.
Yeah, Craig and.
I'm very happy with their work.
Anyone
Yeah,
else want
I
to
mean-
see this?
They do good here, and the
I was
parks
gonna
and
ask
stuff.
too if you do this when we get to
They're
that. 'cause I
timely,
came in
responsive.
I was gonna say, I think
tonight.
it's, they're here every, I think it's Tuesdays.
There's just such a big difference.
Yeah.
I mean, I can speak from a limited area. I just know from my corner of town, that the West Berlin Cemetery seems to look very nice. Just from that spot. I mean, that's very,
I
It's a
agree
sample
with
of
you.
one, it's a sample of one, but
I
it's
agree
still a
with you,
sample.
Brian. I
Yeah.
think so too.
they've been doing a nice job there, whoever's been doing that, yeah.
Mhm.
Do we wanna go with the same?
I'm happy with staying with the same. It seems like
Yeah.
I think.
they're right in line with what the cemetery bids have been. I mean, they were definitely double
Yeah,
cemetery wise. And it seems like they're,
Yeah.
if they're doing good service,
Doing a
then
good
they're
job.
giving us the best price for also the town property side of it.
I'll move to approve the contract for, of,
Hill House.
the bid of Hill House Estates LLC.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much.
Oh, I didn't say aye. I am in favor.
Do you want this? Vince?
Yeah, I'll take care of all of that stuff. Okay, leaves us to paving bids, of which we had two. I don't think we need that note, everyone seen that note, Pike and Blacktop. We did have preliminary bids, but Tim and I did a preliminary review, we went back, Tim reached out to them to have them break them down by each of the three jobs as well. We were a little bit concerned about the the budget numbers, cost, based on what was budgeted, it had gone up a fair amount. Again, this is the request for bid, if anybody wants to go out and compare them to what was asked. So it does come in, the total. The total for the 3 projects that we're doing does come in a little bit higher than what was budgeted. But having reviewed the budget, and we can find the difference in funds to be able to complete all 3 projects as well. Understanding also that Crosstown out here is being funded by a state grant as well. So, and that was somewhere in the range of $150,000 from the state on this Crosstown grinding and repaving.
So-
Correct me if I
No.
messed that up, Tim.
I think we're,
So can we go back, cause I know that we had added back in projects because we got money. So now that money's, are we saying that money's not enough? Is that what we're talking about?
Correct. There could be a shortfall based on what we put in the budget and versus the bids at this point. We didn't put enough, long story short, we really didn't put enough in to cover the inflation cost of the paving.
Okay, but is this separate from the ones that we had put off, but then we decided to do because we got extra
We
money?
put some off and then we put some back on, right? And the numbers were, I should have brought them with me, but I didn't. The 3 numbers that we had out there, yeah, I brought the totals were for the bids. Around, what was it that we added, 190 something thousand for the 3 that we actually had put in, but we're over 200 right now. Do you recall? I know we went through it in detail, but I didn't bring those numbers with me.
I guess,
So that's,
what, are you asking what's in the budget? Or what?
yeah, what, the difference that we came up with. If we did all 3 projects, right, we had a shortfall based on the budget.
But
Somewhere around, I wanna say it was like 80 grand.
Yeah, it was just shy of 80.
Okay, but I'm confused, cause these, the ones that I'm talking about weren't in the budget, we had moved them out of the budget.
And we kept 2 projects.
So this doesn't have anything to do with the money that we got separately after we did the budget and took stuff out that we're putting back in? Or are these those projects?
We left 2 projects. We budgeted probably around an $80,000 shortfall for those 2 projects. Crosstown is an additional project that was eliminated, but we put in for the grant,
Okay, that's,
and we got that grant to cover that around 150.
okay, that must be what I'm thinking of. I thought it was all 3
That's
together.
a state grant, right? So,
So, Stewart Road, Applewood, I think those are the other, and Crosstown were cut out.
Okay,
Stewart Road and Applewood are still out. We applied for a Class 2 grant through the state AOT. We received that grant, and that pretty much covers, I think, I mean, we can't find, because we were awarded the grant, but they haven't sent
So we got
us
150 in that grant.
the paperwork yet, because it usually doesn't come out until after July.
Email notice of
Okay.
award.
We were awarded it, we haven't
yeah,
got it yet. We're still waiting for the paperwork to come through.
okay.
That was for 150 or 140. We're still, I think it's 150.
That's what we put in for.
We're pretty sure for that.
So Crosstown's 160, the grant's possibly 150.
The tops, it's 150.
Right, okay. And that's the
All we
same
got was-
sections, there's nothing extra for Crosstown, it's just what
No,
it is, what it is.
What's
It's the section
paved will
right
be
now.
repaved.
Perfect, all right, thank you.
Yes.
No added.
Okay, so that's a no-brainer, right?
Well,
That we do that one.
yeah.
I'll go ahead and read regarding the proposal from Blacktop, and I'll start with the caveats because I think that's important to take in mind. So they included fuel price adjustment. They reserve the right to adjust the pricing herein upwards or downwards based on the applicable state standards for fuel adjustment. This adjustment will apply to fuel price variances equal to exceeding 5% of the fixed base price, fuel price of $5.22 a gallon, and a usage rate of 2.87 gallon/ton in effect at the time of this proposal. And then it goes on to explain about the published fuel prices, etc. But then under asphalt cement escalation, de-escalation, paving prices contained in this proposal will be adjusted if necessary in relation to changes in asphalt cement costs at the time paving is performed. The paving prices contained in this proposal are based on the current month for liquid asphalt of $797. Monthly asphalt prices can be found at the State Department of Transportation for the state in which the work is performed. The adjustment will be calculated based on the liquid content of the asphalt mix incorporated into the project. And so that's the crux of that. Also, it notes property residential owners are responsible for obtaining all required permits and approvals. State DOTs require permits for work that abuts their roadways, and Vermont sales tax will be applied to materials delivered to the state of Vermont unless a Vermont sales tax exemption certificate is provided before the start of work. And a note, unless otherwise stated in the proposal, loam, seed, and mulching on disturbed edges of the driveway are the responsibility of the homeowner. Any price increase or surcharges from our suppliers and subcontractors will be added to our price. And so their bid is to provide traffic control, reclaim fine grade and compact existing gravel, milling, sweeping, tack coat, shim, base coat, and wear coat as specified. Also includes railroad crossing insurance and railroad flaggers based on approximately 2,301 tons. For Junction Road, the bid is $117.46 per ton at 1,170 tons, for a grand total of $137,428.20. 3 Mile Bridge Road is $108.06 per ton at 87 tons, for a grand total of $9,401.22. And Crosstown, they called it Crossroad, but that's what they meant, $142.51 per ton at 1,044 tons, for a grand total of $148,780.44. So their overall total estimated price for Junction Road, 3 Mile Bridge Road, and Crosstown is $295,609.86.
And that name is,
That is Blacktop
Blacktop.
Incorporated, and they called the project street paving for Crosstown, Junction Road, and 3 Mile Bridge apron.
thank you, Flo.
Thank you.
The tonnages are quite a bit different there. Did you see that? You guys saw that?
Mm-hmm.
Any idea why?
They always are.
They always are. Pike's the one that's doing, well, does somebody wanna read the Pike estimate, sorry? Are we using them right now for something, or did we last year?
We use them pretty much every year.
Mm-hmm.
They usually the
Pike or blacktop?
Pike.
Who did the road, is that Airport Road, one where the driveways need to be redone?
Probably.
No, that's Scott Hill Road.
Scott Hill.
Scott Hill Road.
That's where we had the.
Yeah, where we took the tour,
driveway,
yeah.
took the gravel and all that, yeah, that was Scott Hill Road.
Yeah, who did that one? Is that Pike? Pike, yeah.
So paving for Junction Road, for $145 per ton, 854, is $123,830. 3 Mile Bridge, $180 a ton for 80 tons is $14,400. And then Crosstown Road, $155 a ton at 1,036, $160,580 for a total bid price of $298,810. I don't see anything in here about like the caveat that you said with the fuel charge. I didn't see anything. If someone wants to read it over real quick, just I didn't see anything. The only other thing it said is that
So,
like Industries,
Thanks.
yeah, reserves the right to adjust unit prices based on total revenues awarded.
So,
Says that?
the,
is it?
there's another Pike bid, I thought it was out there, I'll have to get it, because they have a lower price if we do all 3 projects. When we went back and asked them to provide the breakdown, right? Because chances are we may have want to eliminate something if it's way over budget. And they put a caveat in there that they had a bit of an increase in price because if the risk of cutting the total, right, cutting a project out.
I see your point.
So if we're gonna compare apples to apples, I'll get you the other bid for Pike. That shows the price if we keep all three projects.
I didn't see anything about fuel prices there.
No, his has got it.
Sorry.
No,
It
we just-
should be
Very
this one, right?
Very well could be.
Should be that right there.
So, I guess, what happened with Scott Hill Road? That seemed to be a topic we had for a while, with fixing that, right? Vince?
We had a couple of driveway issues since that time, right? They've delivered a load of gravel to the farm.
They is Pike, you mean?
No,
Oh,
they is
okay.
town highway, Tim. They've also done some, a lot of shoulder work up through there as well. I think one of the residents that had an issue came out and thanked them, I think. I'll let you speak to it.
Yeah, it's, I mean, you have to let asphalt sit
Right.
before you do shoulder work, cause we don't have, like, they do it on the interstate, they do it like paving companies. If you bid it to do shoulder work, they have machines that do that shoulder work that don't scar the asphalt or tear the asphalt. Us, on the other hand, we have to go back, I mean, we don't bid it that way, we could, it's gonna cost more money. But we go back with a dump truck with a side chute and a grader, and they run fill down the side of the road, and then we take the blade and we just slide it along the blacktop and we level it out on the shoulder of the road. We did that in the last couple of weeks, and that solved all the issues, but everybody, I mean, we have to be patient.
Yeah.
We have to let it sit so we don't ruin the asphalt and tear it and everything else, and that seemed to have taken care of the issue with the one remaining person that I knew of. But as far as like, I mean, if it's a dirt driveway, we usually go back and we add some gravel on the end of it. If it's a paved driveway, they taper the aprons off and blend it in with the driveways, and they did all of that last year. So,
That's just nothing we
because
can.
they were claiming, I mean, there was people there claiming we raised the road a foot.
Right.
And that's just not what happened. I mean, we didn't add that much asphalt.
But that was Pike paving that did the road, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so, but there's nothing we can do to avoid that without having the extra cost of the machines.
as far as driveways, yeah, they only do, I mean, you can only do so much without,
Right.
I mean, we don't pave driveways, we just
I just know how
do
much it costs us to go back and fix things after it was done.
Three grand.
a load of gravel.
32.
Yeah, I don't-
33.
And I don't,
Just shy of 32.
I wasn't in favor of that.
Yeah.
It wasn't, the driveway drops clean off the road, and they claim that we raised it a foot, and
But we didn't do it though.
and then, no.
Right.
Well,
Well, but-
we brought them dirt, and they
Yeah.
took the dirt to a different location and used it in a different spot.
Right. I was just trying to avoid the
grant for
having that again.
It's really the only problem that
The
we've
max
had
would be
since I've been here.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, great.
That.
And I think it's unavoidable.
Well, we're not- that's
In
not
some
guaranteed.
instances, what-
It's kind of isolated.
Oh, no, the grant,
Yeah.
we've got awarded.
But like I
the
said,
grant. I haven't received.
The one person that
paperwork
was
for the
complaining about the
amount.
driveway, we brought them dirt,
Right, it
and
may
they
be a
took
little
the dirt and
less
took it
than
somewhere
that,
else on their
but
property.
But not like a significant
No,
amount.
no,
less.
I would guess the lowest amount they
Thank you,
received is
sir.
around 135.
That clears it up.
So it
Yeah.
should be between 135 and 150, we just haven't received the document yet to reflect that. right?
So given what you just said in answer to Chris's question about how much is it for Crosstown,
So
does that impact if one of the bidders came back for Crosstown at 160,580 as part of the overall bid? Because they're definitely over the 150.
So we'd be out of pocket, whatever.
We're out of
the
pocket,
difference.
whatever the
The
difference
prices
is.
are, almost- I mean,
If it's over
the end
150.
price is almost identical. I mean,
Yeah.
if you look at the one that Jared has now,
Mhm.
I think it's $150 difference between the two bids.
The ones we read so far are about
3,000.
3,300
He's-
difference, and this one that you just mentioned, which I'm gonna read in a moment, is about $300 if we went with the one that you
I don't
just
even know.
If we do all three
described.
projects, that would be the Pike price.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Flo,
The
and I
one
just have a
thing-
question after.
The one thing I will say before I read this, just so I don't forget to say it, is when we look at Pike Industries bid based on Blacktop's bid, and we look at the quantity of the tonnage, Blacktops is less money, but it is willing to do way more tonnage. So that's where the like $3,200-$3,300 difference is. But just keep in mind that Blacktop is willing to do significantly more or different upwards tonnage. And it's $295,609.86 for Blacktop versus $298,810 for Pike, with that being said. Now, this one is for all projects, it's from Pike Industries, and it is saying that the estimated number of tons of material needed is 1,970 tons. The cost per ton, $150 per ton. Total cost of the job, $295,500. So that is less money than they quoted in the original because of what Vince said and the reason behind it.
I think the thing that we have to take into consideration though with Blacktop though, is they do have that, they can go higher
Right,
with the fuel. And we
Right.
all know where fuel
Right.
is right now and it's
Exactly.
continued going up.
and that did concern me, and that's why I read that right out of the gate.
Yeah, where are they coming out of?
What-
Blacktop is out of Littleton, New Hampshire.
Well,
West Lebanon,
West
their
Lebanon.
their header has Littleton, New Hampshire, but it
Okay.
does include West Lebanon, New Hampshire as well.
the
And,
plant
yeah.
is,
And we would be, Pike
Little
would be,
P.O. box in
you're going
West
by the
Lebanon.
powerhouse
Right
mall,
downtown.
Right.
here's something on the hill.
Yeah.
well, Berlin.
Berlin, yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
pass this around so everyone can see it.
Vince,
So-
what do we have budgeted for these projects? Sorry,
I should have brought the number.
Without the grant,
without the grant, yes.
It's around
80,
85,
yeah, 80,
85,000 and some change is what we had left. When it was all said and done, adding and deleting, we had
So-
around 85,000 left in the budget.
I also wanna add one thing because that came into play that we were not aware of, that wasn't brought to our attention earlier. Due to the fact that Junction Road has railroad tracks that are owned by Genesee, Wyoming, they require a railroad flagger and some sort of insurance binder, and that drove
The price
the
up.
price up
That's a
astronomically. Through all
Flag.
companies, everybody has to have the same insurance binder and railroad flaggers for that track, so that added, that was never, when the consultants did the CIP, that was never,
That was not in the bid.
That was not in the bid.
Consideration of the cost of the projects.
So that's why the costs
That's part of-
increased
that's-
on the
is higher,
junction.
That's a part of
is higher than we
On the
anticipated.
junction side of things,
Yeah.
okay.
I wasn't aware of that until I went and looked at these projects
looked at it
with the
in detail.
companies.
Yeah.
So we'd be between 60 and 80,000 out of pocket depending on that grant.
Correct.
Right, I mean, what we have budgeted, plus if we get the minimum of the 135, that leaves us around like 70 to 80,000 that we'd have to,
And we, for local options tax revenue, we're anticipating around the same amount of 1.2 million. What we actually put in the budget was 900. So we have a little bit of room there of, you know, if it comes in at least the same as last year, we've got about 300,000 that we have that we can use for capital projects, which this meets those needs for that additional 80 grand if we decide to go with all three projects.
Has there been-
Knowing, just, again, I'm gonna push it just a little bit, knowing that we did cancel a couple of projects that, you know, roads are gonna need, we're gonna have to recover somewhere at some point in time as well, right?
Any progress on that CD?
No, I
Thank you.
haven't done anything on that yet. You're talking about combining yeah, no, I haven't done anything on that yet. I will, I haven't yet.
Because that could make up
Yeah, a fair amount
a
as
pretty
well.
healthy portion of that, pretty easy.
Yeah.
I'll move to accept the bid of Pike Industries.
I'll second.
For all 3 projects.
Are we deciding on whether we're doing, or are we just doing, I mean,
Yes, we should decide if we're gonna do all 3 or not.
I mean, it's a price cut from them if
I
we
mean,
do all 3.
I think we should, so I'll move that we do all 3 projects and accept the bid of Pike Industries.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Smooth sailing, Timmy.
It will be after it's done.
Okay.
Well, I mean, something to think about there.
Sorry, I'll slow down.
Is the truck.
Oh, no, you're good, you're good.
Huh?
Something to add to that is the truck pounding through the holes, you know, trying to maintain this
Fonzie,
stuff.
I didn't
It's,
even notice that Fonzie here.
You didn't see it?
it all trickles down. all costs money.
Fonzie!
Every hole costs money.
Okay, update on Payne Turnpike sidewalk.
So, as Dale mentioned in the last meeting, he couldn't be here tonight, but he's got a couple of people here to represent him and talk about where things are at with, I think, Jack and James. I believe he gave you shared some information with you to share with the board tonight?
Yeah, he did. So yeah, as most of you know, we met with the select board last Wednesday to kind of present a couple of concepts for the sidewalk options along Payne Turnpike North and Fisher Road. And at that meeting, we kind of discussed what the different costs were for those. Between the 2 of them, it was going to total about 1.89 million. And I think that the day after that meeting, there was a meeting scheduled with V-Trans to discuss some potential options for additional funding through carbon reduction funding. And then Dale and I believe Vince, you were there as well, right? Met with a couple of representatives from V-Trans. They did discuss those, you know, options for funding, but ultimately decided, you know, that we would push forward our preliminary plans and target a date like August 5th to submit preliminary plans to V-Trans and the town. And at that point, they would have a better estimate of what the actual construction cost would be, and they would discuss, you know, other potential funding sources, you know, at that time. And really, I think they're targeting like August to be able to go through and do that. And Vince, is there anything from that meeting that you think we missed in there?
No, I don't think so. Just so you're aware as well, Dale know, I shared his email with that information to the board, so they do have that, so we have the discussion. And I also provided a similar one to the board as well. I don't think there's anything on mine that's not included in the one that you and Dale had provided as well.
Okay. And yeah, I mean, the other thing I know we've discussed
The kind of sunset date for the grant from Senator Sanders' office. There was a little bit, it is September 27th, that's the date of 2027 that needs to be, funds need to be obligated through federal highways.
So what does that mean, obligated? What is it?
So in other words, our plans, the PSD package needs to be ready to go out to bid, essentially. So federal highway obligated funds.
Okay, so but doesn't have to be like a certain amount spent or anything like that, or actually, it's just that the project's ready to go and we're bidding.
correct.
Okay.
Anybody can ask a question?
Yeah?
So we've mentioned it a few times, the board, about a simple line shift. And it seems like that continues to get ignored as what that cost would be, how much less invasive it's gonna be, and how much easier it's gonna be to maintain. Not sure why that's continuing to not ever show up in any of the paperwork or conversations outside of one of us bringing it up.
But James, I think the question is, at this point, right, as was Chris just expressed, is do we have time, I'll ask it in a different way, is there time to get this drawing, to get the approved concept to the state, including a look at the line shift that he's mentioning, which is basically just shifting center line of the road, using the extra width, maybe putting a little more pavement down. Will that one meet what needs to be met for all intents and purposes? And is there time to get that concept looked at and in front of the board to make a decision? As he's pointing out, in theory, it makes a big difference from a cost perspective as well. But
So
again,
it was just providing a wide shoulder for people walking.
yeah, an extension of the pavement, so to speak, really, of asphalt, with line striping to signify that it's a pathway, a walkway, right? That's what we're looking at.
That's a
Yeah,
good
we can look and
synopsis.
see if it would be ADA requirements.
Things like that. That's what we're talking about.
Right? Do we,
Certainly
do we,
look at.
yeah, do we have the time to still get that done and meet all the timelines that the state's looking at from us? And I think from the CDS standpoint, September 27 gives us time, but, there's a lot of things involved, obviously, moving parts to it as well. And that's why I'm asking the question a different way to the experts that are gonna be doing it.
Timeline, it's certainly gonna be, something added to the list of development preliminary plans. But do I think we could create a concept that looks at it? That's an option.
Okay, I think, again, and I'm not speaking for the board, because I'm sure they're gonna speak up to it, but I think to, for lack of a better term, influence the board's decision on this for going forward. Again, as he said, it's been brought up 2 or 3 times at least, and they're really interested in seeing that alternative plan to make a decision on how to move forward on this. That's the message I think that's being sent tonight.
Yeah. We can certainly work that into a concept.
So when is the next deadline for them to get stuff? That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. I know it says August 5th.
Yeah, August 5th would be for us to develop preliminary plans, basically.
So can that be part of that? Do we have that concept at least before that date?
Yeah, when is your next board meeting? 2 weeks?
Well, 27. I wouldn't go by that date. I would go by what you can. I think the board, and this is, for this particular project, would be open to having another special meeting. If it means meeting the timelines and making the decision. I would venture out to say, they'll correct me if I'm wrong, but we could have a special meeting if it could be ready before the 27th as well. Tomorrow. Yeah. They'd be willing to do that. But yes, our next regular meeting is the 27th, to answer your question.
Okay. Yeah, we can put together a concept similar to the one you saw for the sidewalk and see if, we can make that work for ADA requirements. And again, I try to run that through V-Trans as well to get their buy-ins in terms of, accepting that as an option.
Yep, understood. That's gonna be for the 27th? Oh, is it? Or earlier. And that's with the, again, they're gonna wanna see an estimated cost for that as well to make any decisions, so. What's your feeling, is the 27th the date for that, or do you think it's something that could be done earlier? I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I'm putting you on the spot.
Why would we need to do it there?
Because they wanna have the plan in place by the 5th with the state approved
Right,
in front of the state.
so the 27th is before the 5th.
Yeah, correct.
But maybe not giving them enough time between the 27th.
Well, you're saying before the 27th, I can see maybe after the 27th, but I didn't know.
No, the 27th is our next regular meeting.
Right.
It just gives the board more time to make a decision if we have it earlier. That's all.
Yeah, I think we could probably try to have something, by follow the end of next week, let's say, which would be, at least the 24th.
Yeah. Well,
I'll make it easy. We'll put it on the agenda, we'll plan for the agenda on the 27th, to add it to that, James. to be fair. Answers the questions.
Because we could always meet again if we had to, but at least if we had the information then.
I've got a question for you, James. So, I think you were zoomed in on the last meeting we had, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep.
And is your department or you generally involved with all the sidewalk projects that kind of go on?
Yeah, I've been involved with some, yep.
Okay. So I asked at the last meeting, how many pedestrians, you know, was there a study, a scope? I'm trying to remember the other word. I'm messing it. On how many pedestrians are actively trying to use this as a path of travel and it's unsafe. And that answer, or that question couldn't be answered. So moving forward, don't you believe that would be a pretty smart thing to start with before, I mean, so far we're invested $145,393.65. And nobody can answer how many people are, you know, using this sidewalk. Wouldn't that be a pretty good thing to maybe do a study on or look into prior to spending all this time, energy, resources, and money? Could be maybe allocated elsewhere, more importantly than in different
Is that
locations.
something that the town has done previously?
I'm asking the state, is that something the state does?
He's not the state though.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just sorry, no, he's not the state.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I thought you were with the state, so.
No,
No, there's no one from the state with us on this.
Ah, that's too bad.
He's from the design
Okay,
of Dale's team.
my apologies. I thought you were with the state.
From that meeting, the state and the consultant kind of put it out there that we should put this to a public hearing.
Yes. Yep, we talked about that at that meeting. It's in my.
And, right, and you're, right, so. Do we need to do this public hearing before we even move forward with having that August 5th?
Well, that's why
deadline?
we need to talk about that at some point as well, if that's what we think is the right thing to do going forward, which again, you know, both the state and Dale had recommended that in the meeting. But, you know, just based on where we're at, the understanding, we do have the time to do that, yeah, but not a lot.
But that's after this August 5th deadline, correct?
The intent is, the intent of the meeting is to have that concept design.
Okay.
To talk to the public about, this is what we're looking at, these are the options, this is what it's gonna cost us, right? And get the public input on that, with all the information in front of them, right?
Okay.
And you'd have those plans, so that would be able to show them if there's impacts.
Right way, you know, environmental, wetlands, any of that type of features that, you know, be able to show them what it is going to impact.
And
I
how many-
concur with it being wise to have a public hearing.
100%. I think it's what we need to do.
That would
I mean,
include the line shift.
correct, all three.
Correct.
All
It would
three.
include all three.
That's why we want, part of why we're asking for that as well, because we wanna have all the information to the residents to help influence the decision.
Yeah.
What do they think? Is it worth it or not? To your point, I think I need to do some research, and maybe Carla might remember something about that, but I think at one point in time, from a estimated count of walkers, I don't think there was any official count done, but there may have been, from the planning commission at some point in time, in the development of this, a survey that may have asked that question. And I'm gonna have to look. There was a survey at some
I
point that
wasn't
went
on
out
the
on
planning
that.
commission when they were talking about this.
I know, but you usually remember that stuff or know it, so I need to do some research on that. I know you've asked it a
Not anymore.
dozen times.
No, we can't.
And, but something in the back of my mind says at some point in time, there was some sort of survey done around that to get an estimate, like, it may have gone to employees at Central Vermont, residents in the area, to see if one existed, you know, would you use it type of question. But I haven't
It's
found it
very
yet, I haven't
possible.
looked deep enough yet. But there may be something, which is better than nothing, if I can find that, if it does exist.
I mean, I think moving forward in Bethany, maybe this will be a good
I was waiting for
part of
it.
your seat. You know, I think it'd be a pretty important thing in the beginning before these projects actually get to, even to this stage, right?
And for $145,000.
Spent.
So, part of our conversation
It's
today
exactly that.
was exactly that,
Yeah.
is that when the planning commission, because really they're gonna be that driving force of projects in our town, right? So, when the planning commission comes up with an idea for the town, them coming to the board before they go even,
Right.
before they go to get grants, they come before us, the select board, and say, hey, this is a project we're looking into doing, this is what we're kind of, these are what we've already looked into, what are your thoughts? And before it gets to where we are
Right.
now, so,
And I think that's a good point. I just wanna remind everybody that this got here because of the change in the funding deadline. It was originally about about a multi-use path inside the mall, and then the money, that the mall could not commit to getting all that work done within the amount of time that we needed to spend the money, and so it shifted.
Right.
So this wasn't the original project that was intended. And I did go back and look at the multi-use bike path, cheaper, even though, you know, it's less expensive than the pricing is a little old, so it could still be upwards of, you know, but it was, I think, under $1 million, or just under. But anyway, bottom line is, I think, it wasn't that the select board wasn't aware, it was that everything shifted because of some unforeseen circumstances.
Yeah.
So, just wanna throw that out there.
well, I think, I mean, for tonight, we'll look forward to the 27th,
Yeah.
getting all three plans put in front of us, knowing exactly what each one is. They can get their deadline of the August 5th once we decide what we're doing after the 27th.
Shortly after the 27th, it would be the time, right, between the 27th and the 5th,
Right.
to have that public hearing,
Right.
public meeting on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you'll have everything at that point, you'll have the cost estimates, you'll have the concepts, should have everything at
Do
that
we
point.
have enough time between the 27th and the 5th to hold a public hearing?
Yeah.
And to
And-
get,
We can make it a special hearing, it needs to be warned like 48 hours in advance,
okay,
right? And we'll get out and knock on doors if we have to,
right.
to let people know.
So what are we gonna do with that information? Are we gonna have a vote, an actual vote in, like a written ballot vote? Is there an election coming up?
August
I mean, what are we
11th.
gonna do with that
Not in
information?
time.
I'm not saying we shouldn't have it, I'm just asking, what are we gonna do with it?
That'll
Okay.
be up to the
Okay.
board, right? To decide at the meeting, you can have an informal, non-binding vote with the residents there.
I mean,
But I have a feeling that you'll have residents very passionate on both sides that'll be there,
Yep.
talking about it, and from there, the board can make the best decision that they can with the information they have from the residents at that point in time.
right.
Yeah.
And it's good that we're having this discussion today because this meeting will also be published, and those who listen to this meeting, once it is aired, they'll also know that this is something that we're contemplating and proposing and looking to do.
Yeah.
So they'll have advance notice of that and they can talk amongst themselves, so it's not like they're just getting a few days' notice prior to a potential public hearing.
Exactly.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
Because we definitely don't want to give the perception that we're slipping something in with
Well,
just a little time.
this is it, right? This is why we're going through this and having these
Right.
discussions, right? Because this
Exactly.
board has decided to take a different approach and make things very clear, very transparent, and have a lot of communication
A lot.
with the residents, and if that means we go talk to them again, then we go talk to them again.
Most definitely.
And get,
Mhm.
so,
Okay,
to avoid that perception. Right?
all right, so are we good? Any other questions for James?
Good.
The only
Anything-
thing that I noted too is in here, and probably everyone's seen it, it is understood that there is no sunset date on the carbon footprint reduction grant, because we talked about that in the last meeting, and that's
Yeah.
part of the notes that we have in front of us.
And there's no commitment on the carbon money from the state yet either
No.
as well, so.
Yeah, it says neither V-Trans nor the town have budgeted the 20% match for the carbon footprint reduction grant at this time.
So that's,
Mhm.
again, what I will say though, in the discussions that we had with the state, they're really looking, for lack of a better term, for direction from what the town wants as well. So they, and again, it was, I think, James, you can correct me, you were in the meeting, if I'm not mistaken, I was pretty clear about this board's position, and the funding is a major spot for the town and the select board at this time. And they were open to, well, let's get it down to what it is, and then we can talk about other options, including the carbon footprint, footprinting money at that time, if there is a fund shortage of some sort. So they're willing to step in, they just don't wanna commit to anything at this point until we know how little or how much. That's the feeling that I had. But it's gotta be clear, so.
So it says on my list, the state just needs to know what we want from them,
Yeah, that's on my summary.
like just line paint.
That may be it, right? Maybe that's the answer.
All right.
That's all we need.
Any other questions for James? Thank you very much, James. I appreciate you taking the time and look forward to hearing from you on the 27th.
All right, thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you,
you. Thank
James,
you.
you too.
Okay.
All right, personnel policy revision, discussion, and approval.
Carol was ready to approve that. That's what I heard earlier. She liked
It's in
it.
draft form still. Double draft.
Okay, maybe not.
Okay, okay, so. Do you want me to go through this, or do you wanna go through it?
However, the board's pleasure.
Go ahead, Carla.
I think 103, he just removed the piece about this town clerk, and that's fine. Where's my,
201 is the next one.
yeah, I'm trying to find my other copy that I was using as a reference. So one of the things that so you changed on 203,
What about 201?
well,
You
it's
don't wanna
fine,
go in sequence?
you just added an nepotism piece, right?
Correct.
It's fine,
Okay.
we already looked at that.
Okay. 203? Did you say 203? There's no change on 203.
Yeah, there is. You took out, we used to talk about an annual, I had made notes in my other copy of this.
What did you use for a reference copy? Because you might be like 2 or 3 revisions ago.
Well, we used to require it be done on an annual basis. Do you not think that's a good idea, that we do it on a regular basis, check licenses?
203 on this one regarding new hires.
The town will conduct a motor vehicle record check of applicants for positions that require driving, and it used to say, and it'll be done annually. Basically, why can't I not find that?
It's the very last sentence under 203 that she's
I see it.
referencing.
Annually?
I'm just wondering, it said we had added something like prior to employment, but it said and annually. So I just wondered if we thought we should do that.
So instead saying something to the effect of the town will conduct an annual motor vehicle record check of applicants for positions that require
How is
driving.
it possible that my whole entire personnel policy that I was looking at is gone?
Is it underneath?
Oh, thank you. Okay, it used to say, the town will conduct a motor vehicle record check of applicants for positions that require driving at least on a yearly basis. And I had added a insert prior to employment and
Do you have a revision level on which one that's at? That could have been a couple of revisions ago, because any changes that were
Front
made to
page.
this one have been highlighted.
Carla, front page.
It's, no, it's fine, I'm not,
Goodbye.
yeah, it was 2022, but I'm just throwing it out there. Do we wanna put that back in? That's all I'm asking. We don't have to, we can say no, do we wanna put it back in?
So you're looking at a 2022 version?
Yes, so the
Yes.
2022 version said that we did it annually for people who were driving positions.
This
I
is
just didn't know from
2025.
a, like, is there a liability issue if we're not checking licenses of people that have these, like, I don't know anything about the rules for CDLs. I don't know anything about it, I'm just asking if that's something that we should put back in here.
We had been,
Checking?
yeah,
I
they
think
run our
there's,
license every
I'll
year.
double check, I'll make a note. I think there's a requirement anyway to do that. But this, again, just to be clear, this is focused on new hires, right? If we wanna do it for regular employees, we should probably put it somewhere else in the policy.
Not disagreeing, but asking if we wanna put it in there.
Would we put it under 301 then? Under employment categories?
Probably not, I'll have to see where it fits, to be honest. But I'd like to just,
If we already have to do it for some kind of like CDS.
that's what I wanna verify.
Then
I
maybe it
believe there's
doesn't
some,
need-
it's either the insurance or something else where we have a, I don't know if it's annual or every 2 years.
And whatever
I
that
think there's
requirement would
something
be, I
there.
think is fine, I just wanna make sure we're not exposing ourselves to anything by not doing it, if we're not doing it. But if we're
Does the-
doing it, I mean, it's because of another reason, then that's fine too.
Does the insurance company check every year? Do they
That's what I need
run-
to
I
validate.
think that's, I think that's.
I believe they do, but I don't wanna say that until I
Right.
confirm.
The requirement aspect is a good point, because I remember years ago when I worked with, a company, JJ Keller, I utilized that, and I do believe it's a requirement that it be on an annual basis, from what I recall, but that could have changed since then, but at that time.
I've got a pile of changes to these that I just handed to the event and instead of going over them all right now. I mean,
I'm happy to look at it for sure.
Yeah.
I'll take them and make them,
do what you want.
bring them back, sounds like I'll
Yeah.
make some revisions
Do you
and bring them
want-
back to the board again.
Should you share those with us?
Everything's quite
How do you
good.
wanna do it?
There's a lot.
I think we should go through it. My personal
You wanna
opinion.
go through his?
I think we should go through everybody's notes if that's okay.
Yeah,
Sounds wonderful.
it's fine by me.
I'll be right back.
My end goal is to have this policy updated. It's honestly, it's been dragging for a while. Part of it's me, part of it's getting it through the board, but I wanna get it updated and done.
Is the physical fitness amount the same as the police department, and we're trying to make things very consistent?
No. I take that back.
I don't think it is.
It's not.
So should that be,
No.
I just ask for consistency, okay.
The one thing I'll say to that is that, in my opinion, they need that
Yeah,
physical fitness
they have a
more.
different
They have a
requirement.
duty, in my opinion, to have that physical fitness more than,
I'm not disagreeing, I just know we're trying to make things consistent.
Well,
Yeah.
there's a process, yeah.
If we're trying to make things consistent, then that's not consistent.
If everybody's gonna share comments, don't you think we should do it by section instead of me going through my comments? 'Cause
no, that's what I'm thinking,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, okay.
like if we
Okay.
have something in 301 that
Okay.
everybody needs to change, do it that
Okay, so
way.
Chris, did you have stuff
So,
before?
just to be clear, we're gonna go through the whole policy again, not what's changed since the last revision.
I think we're
Is
just
that my
going by
understanding?
what's been highlighted here. And if
It's not
there's
what I'm
any,
hearing,
Oh,
and if
no.
there's any
because what we're
changes.
talking about right now was not highlighted.
No, but I was looking
So-
at the changes that were made because of the town clerk, that were proposed because of the town, which is partially
No, I-
what you did, so
I understand.
that was the only version I had.
Understood?
That's why I was comparing it to that one.
I have things that are not highlighted.
Okay.
But,
So I take that, I guess there's more than just.
That's why I was looking for
Yeah.
clarification.
so nothing in the,
Whatever the board's wishes are, we'll do.
I've got nothing in the threes.
Okay, we can double check this, but my quick Google search tells me that we can't require direct deposit. Maybe it's changed, so I'm willing to have somebody review that. So I think that's 302, whether or not we can require. And I think I did look at full-time versus part-time, and IRS is 30 hours, Bureau of Labor Statistics is 35, others are 32, so I think 30 is fine. I don't, yeah, anyway.
So your suggestion is that we
stick with
reword?
30.
Well, no, yeah, so 301 we're good with
Yeah.
30. But 302, can we, you're asking, can we require
require
to
it?
do
Yes.
direct deposits?
And then 306, Vince, what I would do here, I would just say regular work hours for town staff will be 8 to 4:30, Monday through Friday with a required 30-minute lunch break. Alternate work schedules may be approved by the town administrator. Because I don't know that you should define all of those different, I wouldn't personally do that.
It's clear.
I just think then, because what if Callie wants to change, or, you know, what Bethany wants, you know, then that way it's up to your discretion to approve or not approve an alternate work schedule.
That's fine. Again, I'm open to, just give me the verbiage you'd like to see. I'll make
Okay.
the changes and I'll put it back in front of the board again. And we'll move on, we'll move forward.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna make Carla to provide.
Yeah,
You're okay with that?
Yeah, I like that, something like alternate work schedules may be per the discretion of the town administrator, something to that effect.
Okay.
and then I would just change all employees are expected to be in attendance during their regular work hours, if, you know, depending on what their schedule is. And then we get into the vacation stuff, holidays and vacation stuff, and I was just gonna try to figure out language that,
What about 308?
308, Vince, I don't know, we upped that, it's not the same as the police department, but I don't know that it needs to be, I don't know. Do we need to make it the same?
$300 get you a pair of boots each year?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
Depending on the boot, whoever gets it may pay more. Some of them are closer to $500. Some are most generally are 300, right around $300, depending on what you get. Chippewas, American made, they're almost $500. But work boots are very expensive.
And we're
Well, I'd be happy
suggesting,
if somebody paid $300.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I say we keep it at 300.
We trash them.
yeah, so we'll cap it at 300.
And some people like cheap boots.
Yeah, I don't know how or why. Like when your feet hurt at the end of the day, it's nice to have a nice pair of boots so you can.
Yeah.
If you're on, you mean like today, we're on the asphalt all day long. A good pair of boots
Yeah,
will
makes a difference.
make a difference. It doesn't hurt your back.
Okay, so then the vacation,
I do have one quick question.
Oh.
So, on the boot, is that for every town employee? Or is that just like road crew, police?
Areas that require it.
Okay.
Public Works,
Mm-hmm.
police have their own contract,
Yeah.
highway crew.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So like the office, I mean.
Unless things get really bad in here, I can't imagine a need for
Right. I was
boots every year in the
It
office.
just wasn't clear.
Standard stuff.
Reimbursement.
It says to wear safety toe boots as entitled.
Right.
yeah.
But it was vague, and like, it didn't include
I
that.
don't think it
I
was
see your
vague
point.
before, I think it was just applied differently.
Yeah.
So vacation, you just changed the hours to per pay period, right, as opposed to was it days before, per year or something?
Where are you at?
Vacation
402.
hours,
Page 11.
Page 11, we haven't finished.
well, I mean, the vacation, we added Juneteenth, yes, that's fine.
Okay, thank you. Just wanna
One
make
thing,
sure.
one
right?
thing back
I'm only
on,
bringing up things I have an issue with, not everything.
I just need to put okay if it's okay
Oh,
though,
okay.
please.
one question on 308 that I have is the very last sentence. No boots are to be charged at any store where the town may have a charge account.
Correct.
Would the employees know that though, if they went into a store and they had a charge account or they wanted to charge them, would they necessarily know that it was a store that the town had a
Well,
charge account
they can't charge
with?
it on the store's account, on the town's account.
No, I know, but I'm just saying the way that's worded, it could be interpreted differently, I think. But if others don't feel that way, I'm fine with it being as it is.
Like saying no boots should be charged to the town's account.
Making
No,
it,
if they go to, where do you usually go? It's
Well, so.
Farm and Family, right?
No,
Farm what?
Johnson Hardware,
Johnson.
Johnson Hardware does it, we just did it. It's new to us.
If we have an account there, we want them to use the town account.
Okay, well then we
Right.
should
They,
take that off.
they bill the town directly and it cuts
Correct.
out us having to bring a receipt back and give it to Callie.
It's
And
much
then
more
it works-
efficient if
Works
we have an
through
account.
it has to work through the system and then they have to recut us a check
That seems cleaner.
to
Mhm,
reimburse
that's way
us.
cleaner than
So
the
we
way
need to
that's
take off the
worded
last
now.
two sentences, so that's
That's,
paragraph then.
we talked to them at the show this spring and they talked to us, we just did it. It's
As long as
much
they
more.
don't double bill.
Not the
they
last
get
two.
double pay.
Not the
Because they
last
can
Well,
buy,
it-
they
it's,
can buy
it'll be the
boots
same
somewhere
process
else.
as if we buy a
right?
culvert or we buy
they-
this.
if they buy 'em-
It'll be
If
billed.
they buy them at Lenny's, for example, if we don't have an account there, right? They're gonna pay for them out of pocket and bring the receipt in, and if they pay 500, they get, that we reimburse them up to the 300 amount,
Yeah.
right? Or if they pay 250, we reimburse them for all of it.
Yeah.
Right? So we wanna keep that statement in there. The last one, right? No boots will be charged, that one, yes, should come out. Because we
Yeah.
want them,
To charge it to the account.
it's much more straightforward and cleaner that way.
And it was nice with Johnson Hardware, they came to us.
Yeah.
We just told
So
them
we'll
what we
remove that
wanted
sentence.
and
Well,
they
but
brought
then the other
everything
sentence
here
should be
and-
changed. We'll need to submit a receipt.
It does say that.
Right, but that's not true. If, so,
No, it is true. If they buy it somewhere where we don't.
but we're
have
not
an
saying
account.
that. We're not giving them the, so how about if we say,
Employees need to submit a receipt unless boots were charged to town
employees
account.
may charge at, at a store approved by the town, or need to submit a receipt
Okay. That are participating.
to their supervisor, who will approve the reimbursement approve or request reimbursement to the treasurer. I'll write what.
Not the, does it say anything that like, they have to be safety code required?
Safety toe boots are entitled to be reimbursed, yes.
Well, I just wanted to make sure, so somebody doesn't go just buy a
Just
pair of
pair of
loafers.
Yeah.
Sure.
They have to be full.
What their
He knew
intended
that
purpose
if we
is.
make a composite
So we'll
towel.
update the language on that one, correct?
Yes,
Yes.
I'm sending, I'll send what I
I
propose.
understand what
Yeah.
you're saying now.
There's a loaf
And I would say
there,
include in that
fill
about the
there.
charge up to $300 if they're using an account that the town has. So that it's clear that they're charging just up to 300 and they're paying the difference. Something to that effect. But that's great.
Okay,
We're almost there. I think we wanna be there.
okay, so, Chris? Anything?
Still good?
Anybody else?
Still good?
I'm 402 is mine.
Okay, so 401, so the hours are all highlighted.
402, the
I mean-
hours are all highlighted because, yes, to answer your question that you asked earlier, yes.
We have 401 and then we go to 403.
I go to 402, am I?
What am I
Mine
missing?
says 401, 12 paid holidays.
402, what page you on?
Page 9 has 401, 12 paid holidays.
Where's your page 10?
402 is paid vacations. On page 10.
Oh, okay, sorry, never mind.
Why is Juneteenth highlighted? Just
'Cause it was
That's-
added.
It was added.
So under 401, there's two things, the 12 paid holidays and the Juneteenth.
Correct.
I'm fine
good
with
with
that.
Yep.
Now up to 402. For anyone listening, the 402 is paid vacation days.
Go ahead.
The only question I have between 402 and 403 is 402, 2 paragraphs before 403. Any unused vacation over 80 hours at the end of the fiscal year will be paid out. But at the end of 403, it says all vacation, sick leave, and personal time will be reset annually on July 1st, with any unused sick or personal time being forfeited.
Sick or personal, not vacation.
Okay,
That's the difference.
okay.
And that section at the end of that you just said, Jared, it has a notation under to move that statement to 402 as well.
It was moved from 402.
Oh, from, I
Yeah.
see that now,
Yeah.
good point, Carla. I see that now, thank you.
So, I recommend that it function that, okay, everybody accumulates whatever hours they accumulate, they can carry over 80 hours is what we're saying is the amount they can carry over from year to year. And I think I'm recommending that we are adding a sentence that basically allows an employee, if by May 1st, if they have more than 80 hours, to request that the town administrator either allow them to carry over additional time or to be paid out additional time. But it's at the request, it's at the discretion of the town, and that's, when I say that, the discretion would be, did they not have the opportunity to use the time? Were there circumstances that, because that's what the police contract says, we're giving them discretion to apply by May 1st, or let the chief know by May 1st that they have extra time that they'd like to carry over, or that they'd like to be paid for. So that's when Brian was talking about consistency. I'm just recommending we put something like that in here that says, if I have 100 hours, and I write to Vince by May 1st, and say, can I carry over the whole 100, I'll take such, I plan to do X, Y, Z, or can I just be paid out for it? And then, I think it's gonna depend on the circumstances as to why the employee has that time. If it's the road crew and they just couldn't take vacation,
Right.
I think that justifies paying it out.
I'm okay with it if you wanna.
Okay,
use some
I'll-
language.
okay.
You know, again,
I mean, with that-
keep in mind, when we put this in here, you're gonna see changes in the budget as well, right? Because if you look back in recent history of budgets, you won't see any allocation for that. So when people like Tom or somebody retire and they have a big payout coming because they banked all this time, it's not in the budget. So I am going to create line items in the budget for those money changes that we make that affect this policy. We're gonna be creating line items that you're gonna be starting to see to make sure we have coverage should some of the senior people or people decide to leave with those hours in the bank.
But it would still be
Right.
just 80
I was gonna
hours
say,
a
you're-
year,
The
and
pol-
then
this-
Depending on the
annually.
year, right, if, say an employee works 5 years here, and
Yeah.
every year we give him the okay because he hasn't been able to take his vacation for whatever reason, right? Every time he wants to take it, we get a snowstorm, I don't know, right? And so he says, okay, I'll forego my vacation again this year, take it. 5 years later, he's got 300, 400, 500 hours in the bank, because he keeps his 80 plus everything he didn't use every year. If we go down that road, worst case scenario.
But every year
That's-
he'd have to come back to us requesting that, okay, yes, I'm gonna carry
Correct.
over this 80, and say it was, like she said, 100, and he
I
carried over 20.
carried over 40 from last year, so now I've
Right.
got 120, and I wanna carry over another 40.
We did talk
50
Well,
about
hours.
this says there's a max of 220
max.
that anybody can have at any one time.
Right,
Okay,
There's a max.
right.
And I agree with what you're saying, that it should be budgeted, but I don't think this changes anything. What we're proposing changes anything.
it doesn't change anything, but
But we do need to budget for
it. That's-
vacation.
That's my bottom line, whether it's 200 hours or 2,000 hours, we've gotta make sure we start carrying that in the budget.
I agree 100%.
Yes, I agree. But I think that max needs to stay
As we
no
grow,
more than
right?
220.
As we grow,
Do you think that flexibility side of things opens up a window of like discrimination? You know what I mean?
yeah, but in
Yeah.
the real world,
Yeah.
it could, absolutely. I don't like you, I'm not gonna approve yours.
That's right.
Right.
Or no, you're not gonna take that. or-
There needs to be checks and balances too.
There could be a
Sure.
policy created that defines what he looks at
Mhm.
to determine whether to carry it over or not. That's what I would recommend. If we, that way there's some criteria that are supposed to be looked at. Or it could be that, everybody gets it the first time, and then after that, You know, there's different ways we can do it, but I think as long as there's something that's written down that says this is how we're gonna evaluate the requests,
Right,
it should be fine.
yeah, okay.
Makes it more concrete.
That's
Yeah.
more you legal people's
Yeah.
side of things.
That's why I wrote Carla's gonna provide some language here.
Yeah, okay.
Well, now we have Bethany, so.
Probably some,
You got me
some
too.
therefores
I would just hate
and
to, I would hate to see that
Bethany-
become a
Beth has her own job.
Yeah, she's assistant town administrator.
Throw some therefores and herewiths in there, okay?
Huh?
Throw some therefores and herewiths in
All
there.
right, we're good with
Yeah.
four
It's
oh
nice
two
to all
and
have some legal
403.
background.
403 with changes that need to be made.
Yeah, so Vince, are you suggesting we take vacation off the 403, the change? You say sick leave, okay. Okay.
So we're gonna take that vacation.
Oh, but wait, we don't let them accumulate sick pay? What- Yeah, maximum of 160 hours.
I mean, should you really accumulate sick pay? Isn't that if you're sick?
Right.
It's, I mean, it's typical to be used as a sort of, if I have to go on surgery and I have enough sick leave, I can pay for it. I can get paid while I'm out for surgery.
I get 5 days.
I mean, it's
Sacrifice some,
it's typical
some vacation.
in sort of the municipal state arena to do that.
Under that, though, should we include a caveat on the sick leave time that it's not to ever be paid for? Unused sick time would not be compensated, because I don't see that anywhere under 403 sick leave.
That's a
I
good,
thought it was that way anyway.
that's a valid.
But it's not stated in here, and I don't
Sick
think,
leave will not be paid for any time longer than the appointment and travel time.
is
what it
that
says.
right under 402
403B.
or 403B?
Yep.
No,
I guess not
that's
really,
it.
no.
No,
No,
I mean,
Are you talking about carryover sick time? Yeah.
or,
If they were to leave employment, sick time would not be paid out. Not,
That-
somewhere about it not,
Yeah.
non-compensatable.
That would make sense to me, yeah.
you could add that. I'm wondering if it's somewhere else,
That would
but.
be worth adding in there, I think, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think that's
Yeah,
important.
I didn't think we got paid for sick time anyways, it was just there.
Okay,
If you needed it,
let
you needed it,
me
if you
just
didn't,
put
it was
add.
just, it goes away when you go away.
Right.
So I'm
Otherwise, you might
gonna,
as
I'm
well call
gonna
it
change this to
vacation.
reflect the fact that there's the
Well, you
160
then you can
hours
require it, doctor's note.
carryover.
After some, 3 days, you need a
or,
doctor's note.
we're not doing a carryover.
Huh?
We're not doing a carryover, right?
Well, you can accumulate up to 160 hours, according to this policy, and sick leave.
A maximum, yeah.
4 weeks.
Part-time, 100, up to 80 hours.
Looking for a part-time help?
Sure.
And I can tell you that we would be an outlier.
Yeah,
We
no.
did not offer that as a municipality. Don't you think?
Okay.
I mean, at the state, we can accumulate, I don't even know if there's a cap.
Yeah, but look at how good the state's doing with things.
Yeah.
But we never
Touche,
get
my
paid, but we
friend.
never get paid for it. We only get paid if we're out on leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
Well, I think that's the thing, is
But don't you have to?
Putting
file for
wording in there that it will
FMLA
not be
so
paid
many
out.
times?
Have to
when
what?
you leave
FMLA
employment
after-
or.
after-
Well, if you're gonna be out for more
Retirement
than,
of anything,
for 2
yeah.
weeks or more, you should,
Yeah.
yeah,
So it could
Retirement.
be something like that.
yeah.
All the above.
But that's only, but you only get paid for it if you have time banked.
Now, do other
They don't
towns
pay you.
have
Yeah.
caps? I mean, I know the state may not, but do other towns have caps as far as?
I'm gonna say I believe we do. I mean, I haven't looked recently,
So-
but in the past, yes.
Not paying out for things like that.
Yeah,
But I don't know what their caps were.
Okay,
That I don't know.
okay.
We definitely shouldn't use how the state does things in the
Now
law.
what you
Not a good law.
It's called opposite day.
We'll be broke in no time.
Anything else on 403?
nope, and I think that's all I got. I didn't look at the rest of it because there were no changes.
I don't think there's anything highlighted, right? None of that is there?
Oh, the
I think
cell
there's one other
phone
thing at
policy.
There is
Cell phone.
back in the 800s,
What's your
807.
next section, Chris, with comments?
501 under benefits. Life insurance and retirement are not really in a line, they're like tabbed in. Did it make
Admin
sense?
correction, you want that?
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
unless you guys see different there for
No,
some
No,
reason.
I like that.
My next one is 604. Probation period, new employee. It seems like that'd be better suited after 601. You get the job description, then your probation period, and then performance evaluation. Seems like it's just kinda out of order.
Very good point.
Sounds good.
Oh, I did jump ahead one, 603. Second line up from the bottom, there's the before his, her. In execution of his, her duty.
Yep, got it?
Eliminate the.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So just so I'm clear, we wanna move 604 to 602.
Correct.
Okay.
And then move the other
Shift it
numbers
down.
accordingly. I like that.
And then 606, he, she may be suspended. In addition, he, she may be suspended. Don't know if that seems right, or fired or terminated. Maybe be more suitable there instead of suspended.
You're 606, Chris?
If charged with a criminal, 606, yes. In addition, he, she may be suspended for an indefinite period. I mean,
I
you're
would take out the,
suspended.
I would also take out the he, she and have an unemployee, an employee, because other places we say an employee. So why would we do he or she there? Keep it consistent?
I did see he, she in a bunch of spots.
Oh, did you?
So,
Okay, I didn't see that.
If that was gonna change there, it should probably change.
I think it should change
everywhere.
everywhere and be consistent as an employee, an employee.
I think the reason it doesn't talk about termination is because there's a whole termination section, but I haven't had a chance to read it to make sure.
This is basically giving the employee an opportunity to appeal to the board,
Yes.
right?
Okay,
That-
so maybe
that's what-
suspended does.
I just
mean-
wanna back up for a second and catch Flo's comment.
Uh-huh.
Does the board agree all the he, she's changed to an employee?
Employee.
If, yeah, is it gonna work everywhere?
It's a
I mean, there is only,
Ton of changes if we do that.
there is only he, she,
That's fine, yeah, it's fine.
but I see it right there.
It does sound right.
I mean,
Okay, so,
that or eliminate for an indefinite period after suspended. I mean, if you're suspended for an indefinite period.
you just look at the other language again here. So it goes on to say, right, that they may request reconsideration of any suspension by written request to the board. So I think where you're going with that is, right, a time limit on it. Should not be
Yes.
indefinite, so
Right.
they could be suspended for,
It depends on the issue.
how much
Whatever.
time do you wanna give them to
However-
appeal it to the board?
However long that, yeah.
From the time they get notice of suspension?
Mm-hmm.
A week, a month?
So, I
30
just
days.
wanna,
That in there.
I just wanna
I'd say
caution,
30 days.
30.
I just wanna caution that this might be written for a reason, because if somebody's charged with a crime, it doesn't mean they're guilty.
Right.
And it takes time to sort that out.
Fuck, Carla, that's not how it really works. You're guilty until you're proven.
So I would caution changes in this without consulting someone other than us. I don't know what the requirements are around that,
Law.
because, yeah, this sounds like it's in there for a reason. And then the next one goes to
I can change
termination.
it and send it to the
Well,
town
don't let me
attorney.
jam you out, don't
No,
let me jam
no,
you.
send it to the town attorney who can vet it and review it.
I
Or
say no
can-
more,
I can actually try to work with VLCT as well, with our proposed changes.
I mean, it'd be
Which one's
crazy to-
cheaper?
Yeah,
LCT.
Well,
Leave it like it is.
we're getting close to using our freebies as VLCT,
So can-
but I could probably squeak another one in.
So can I just say, it says indefinite, but it's up to the town.
Right.
If the town wants to move to terminate, they can move to terminate.
Yeah.
So I don't think that it's at the discretion of the employee to be on an indefinite amount of time. I don't think it needs to be changed personally.
Leave it as a,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Because we can
Leave it
move to
alone.
terminate in the
At
next
any
section
time,
if
right.
Yeah,
there's a justification for termination.
okay.
The only problem arises if there's not a justification, but if there's not a justification, should we be,
That was a fire at Will State.
it typically is not, we are at one employers, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, I got through that one. Let's see. So it talks about a criminal offense in 606, and then in 702, A, it's conviction of a criminal act, like in 606. So,
Well, no, 606 is charged, and 702 is convicted.
well, 606 is suspicion.
Charged with a
Suspension
criminal offense.
for violation of rules and regulations.
702's a conviction,
Yeah,
it's found guilty.
yeah, okay. That was my, okay.
Okay.
It's better.
Well, 606 is for violation of rules and regulations within
The town.
the town.
Right.
Right, our policies.
Yeah.
Right, that's the way I read that, or a criminal offense within
The towns.
the towns, right?
Yeah.
Immediate termination in 702 is a criminal act,
Right,
period.
okay,
It's
right.
not
Yeah, it can
specific
be
to just the
anywhere.
town.
Right,
Right.
very, yeah,
The police could pick me
Alright.
up over there stealing from Walmart,
right.
right?
You're down, buddy.
That's right, I'm in town. I get hit by both of them, right?
Yeah, double trouble.
That's what I said.
All right, my next one is 802. Third row down, there should be an is before not, which is not. So second paragraph.
Yep.
Any absence of an employee from duty.
Is not authorized?
Which is not, yeah.
Is not,
Which
okay,
not
got it.
authorized,
Great catch. We'll keep you around.
yeah. Gotta start charging for this.
Have-
Yes.
It's all negotiable.
Okay.
I wish,
Yes.
unfortunately, our salary remains the same regardless of how many times we add things.
When do we get
Or
overtime?
how many meetings we have.
No overtime?
I don't know.
Next.
Do we have to worry about 813?
Yes.
We do. Appropriate dress, is that an issue?
Trust me, we had to add it in that way.
Who decides?
Oh,
Hey, who
use of town
decides?
vehicles, that's where you put the list saying it has to be added back in. Maybe.
Was that?
Any questions on 807.5? We added the police department cell phone policy, now that they have company phones and don't use their private phones anymore.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nope.
No, I like that.
very professional.
Can they use the company phone for private use?
No,
Got it.
unless it's, again, an emergency, obviously, but the intent is not to. So we'll go to that.
Yes.
Uh, 808, sexual harassment. Should the definition come first before the policy?
I agree with you, that the second paragraph should come first.
I'm good either way.
Maybe me too, I don't think it really matters. I think they're trying to explain the genesis.
Yeah, that's kind of a lead-in, that first
Yeah.
paragraph
Yeah.
is a lead-in.
Yep.
Right?
So the legal issues,
Yeah.
legal requirements.
And so also in that section, town has adopted the following sexual harassment policy. All employees are required to read this policy before signing the employee acknowledgement form. So, copy of the policy to sign, or is that the policy? Like, should there be,
What they're saying is, there's a form at the back of this.
at the end, and they
States
they
that they
agree
read
to all,
this, and they agree, yeah.
agree to everything, yeah, gotcha, okay.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
They usually get the policy a day or two after arriving, right? And read it, and then
Right.
turn the document in after that. Sound about right?
Yeah.
What's that?
Did you sign a copy of this yet?
I did.
Okay, see?
I read it all and I signed it.
Oh, look at
Wow,
that.
we are on it.
Thank you.
We're on. We got it.
Yeah. It's gonna change now.
Okay, it's hot.
Right. That's what I was thinking. I was like, this is not here.
Will you open the door?
will if you want it.
Oh, man, it's hot.
Yeah, let the mosquitoes, man.
Mike,
You could be a court model.
rendering for
Okay, what else you got, Chris?
Sorry.
Love it. I love when I think things and people say them for me.
So continued after 808, second paragraph down on the next page. Assigned duties or shifts on the provision of sexual favors. Is that the proper,
Where you at? Oh, not
page 26, sorry.
Okay.
26.
Page 26.
He's in the second paragraph at the top of page 26.
Okay, I'm with you.
So, punctuation
Okay.
after favors, should that be,
I think that's the standard,
Is it?
right? Semicolons.
Semicolon
because
policy.
it
yeah,
continues.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
It continues.
And then, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Although it's inconsistent
At the bottom.
at the
yeah,
bottom.
right.
Should be retaliation of any kind.
Okay, it starts at retaliations for the same thing. Semicolon,
Derogatory,
Yeah.
provoking remarks.
semicolon, the next one, the next
But then
one,
it is also, I think, is a separate,
next one.
I think there's just the last
Then
two.
the last one into the pair, you know? Okay.
I think you'd use the word "and" after this semicolon before the last one.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's fine to have the colon up at the top for the examples of, and then the second paragraph that Chris was mentioning, you know, all semicolons all the way down, and then the paragraph, any individual who believes ... ending that with a semicolon and then the word and then go to once the town received.
I would stop the and, I would put the and after retaliation of any kind for having filed. Because I think that it is unlawful to retaliate, I think those are separate statements, don't you? I don't think this is, they're intended to be included in the list. I think the last one in the list is derogatory or provoking remarks about or relating to an employee's sex and harassing behavior. Because then it goes on to say, it is also unlawful. So I would use,
Oh, good point. So the "and" under the retaliation paragraph.
yes,
And then end with a period
yeah,
after
So
the
I-
next one, and then start over with "it is also unlawful to retaliate against." And could just stay with periods there.
yeah, so there's
There,
really just
forward.
one, it's the retaliation paragraph's the only one that needs the semicolon.
With the word
Semicolon and
and.
the and.
Yep,
Everything else is fine.
agreed, yeah. Perfect. What's your next one, Chris?
It's more punctuation. So,
Okay,
there's a lot of commas in places, and then there's not commas where
there probably should be.
I would
Okay.
put commas.
Where
Do
you
you, there's a pile of them, do you wanna just,
Yeah, why don't you just.
I'll just give that to
Just
them.
give it to them.
and-
Okay,
And I'll send you my language
and Revise,
in the next couple
revise.
days.
and I'll
so.
just write punctuation from Chris for that section.
Right, it's like computer's called Grammarly, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Grammarly.
let's
we have chat VT at the state that we sometimes use.
Just saying.
And then
902?
902, second line down after public records law, period. Any would be capitalized. Does that make sense, or should that be a comma there and that's right?
Wait, what? Personal records
No, I agree with you
Personal
that it should be
records.
two separate
In
sentences.
accordance with Vermont's public records laws, period. Any employee or employees designated representing its respective public records. Yeah, I agree.
That was it.
And also one more thing, the very last sentence under 902, I would say the town reserves the right to have its representative present at the time.
It files.
You can just take out it at the time. files are
Exactly,
examined or filed.
yeah.
Yep. Let's see. There's only, I think, two more. My name's spelled wrong on page 30. You pay word, which, I mean, we're correcting the word, so word up.
HAYWARD, agreed.
It's not Brian this time.
It's not Brian.
Share the love.
Put Coach D down, Coach D.
And then page 31, the date, December 15th, 2025.
Yeah, that'll be updated to reflect.
Should there be a comma after that instead of a period, and the "and" turned to lowercase? Instead of a period.
Where are we?
Yep, I got you, yep.
That was supposed to start a sentence with "and," right?
Yep.
Right.
Comma and a lowercase a.
Oh, yeah.
Also,
Yep,
at the
makes
top of
sense.
page 31 is that two, that
That
two
two.
shouldn't be there, that should be removed.
Yeah, that too.
That.
That's all I got. Okay, so just a point of reference for me, I'll pick a little bit. All right? We've got lots of policies to revise. The direction I'm getting from this message tonight on this first one, really, that we're doing in detail, is that this board wants a complete, not just a updated revision, but a complete revision review, right? And I'm not saying that's right or wrong, it's a good thing, because we want our documents to be professional and be correct.
Yeah.
So, don't think I'm saying this just to be a jerk, but from my understanding, right? Because this approach was update the changes, right? Get it updated to where it needs to be. I didn't spend any time looking at commas and all those things, but I don't wanna waste the board's time doing that. So, the direction I'm seeing is do a complete overhaul when I present a policy update revision. It's a complete overhaul. Look at the punctuation, look at all of that, which is the right thing to do. Because we want them right.
I think that's what we've been doing,
Yeah.
honestly.
And
Yeah.
don't put any secret words in there for us to potentially catch.
Do that for you, right?
I
Okay?
wouldn't say,
Well, you just gave him a good idea.
honestly,
There's a reason for that statement, I know exactly what it is.
I mean, for you to take that time,
Gotta have my fun where I can.
we're free,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
no, I get
So,
it, I get it.
for you to spend that much time to go through all that stuff, to look at that stuff, I mean, that's putting a lot on your plate, I think.
At the end of the day, it's the right thing to do though, right?
Well,
I mean, we want these to be
I think
clean.
We want them to be right.
Correct.
I think Brian's right, a lot of it could be caught with a run through,
AI.
some kind of spell
Yeah.
check, word
Yeah.
check.
I'm
Really.
playing with that now.
Throw it in and it'll throw it back out to you.
Even a
Yeah.
word spell, check, grammar check
Yeah.
will catch some of
Yeah.
that stuff.
So, the only, again, so, the right thing to do with that, right, is checking with VLCT, we should have an AI policy for the staff as well, what you can and can't do with that.
True.
And how much you can do, and you have to, my understanding right now with them is, if we do a document like that and use it like that, we have to make some acknowledgement in there as well, that it's,
If it's created by AI.
yeah.
I would just use word spell, whatever, grammar and spell check.
Grammarly,
Because you don't need to use AI to proof a document.
No,
You need AI if you're gonna rewrite a document, but not proof it.
exactly.
Yeah, no,
It seems like we are rewriting in many cases. And they're old, I get it, I'm not saying that to be a jerk.
I truly appreciate the approach we took.
So, but I just need to know going
It's,
forward if
you always
that's the
have to read it,
approach,
you
so
always
we
have to
can
make
do it
sure it's
right.
accurate, you always
I think
have
that's-
to, but
Try
it
to
can provide some,
Save
like, I
time
used
for
it
the board
to,
in meetings.
Commas and periods.
I asked it to make something more concise.
Sounds like that's
It did a
where,
great job.
Well, that's why I'm
Because I was,
asking, I
it was
just
really,
want,
we were
I
putting
just
out an
want
alert and it was really
reiterate
wordy
to
and I'm
make
like,
sure
make this more concise.
Yeah.
And
I think
reading it
so.
right.
I mean,
Yeah.
some of it had to add language
I
back
can
in
work
because it was too
in that
concise,
direction.
but
Yeah,
it
yeah.
did a great
Sounds
job.
Yeah,
So
So
that's
it
what we
has
want.
its
That's what we'll do.
purposes.
right, yeah.
thank you, Vince.
Vince, that's up to you, if you wanna take that time, but,
Well, I think we need to, right? They should be professional documents and they should be read.
you know, I thought
The
this.
commas, the i's dotted, the
Really?
t's crossed appropriately, I get it. You know, and we're fixing, you know, years old documents,
Yeah.
bringing them up, so. And we, you know, we've got a lot of ordinances and policies to do.
I was about to say, we have
So
more
I just
come forward.
wanna do it the right way for everybody, so.
So that will be,
No.
all right,
Okay.
capital improvement plan, continuing review and update.
So again, everybody had a chance to look at the document, the clean copy. I've talked to Tim today, we've gone through the ones that we had some highway questions on as well. Again, how do we wanna approach the document again tonight? So what this reflects is the compilation of the input and from the notes, right, of how things were discussed and agreed upon for the most part. The majority is what is checked off. So just as an example, right, the first three, the majority were modified, right? From the board. So the only ones that I have questions on at this point in time are the ones that I sent you that are highlighted in yellow. But do we wanna go through the whole thing again? Or just the ones that there were questions on that for clarity? Because again, in the comments section, we'll use the first one again as an example, the vault space, right? It was modified, the modification was we moved it out to 28, fiscal year 28, so we'll budget for it again in fiscal year 28.
Yep.
Number 2, that's the one I have a question on, right? The municipal presence in the new town center. We talked a lot about it, we've got the 3 acres, we've had it for some time now. And we went out to bid for a design that included housing, and we got no contractor bids on that whatsoever. There was no interest at the point in time. Because, the answer was because of the housing aspect of it, because they were waiting at the time for Montpelier to decide what they were gonna do for their housing projects. There's 2 housing projects over there already, just a lot of that. So my question is, right, do we go out to bid for a design for a facility on that property, and if so, what is that facility? Is it a town office? Is it police? What is it, what is that gonna look like? We need, the board needs, we need to make a decision on what we wanna do to move this forward.
Well, part of the town center is we have to have a presence over there.
That was the original agreement, right, with the state,
Department not a
and
town.
having a requirement.
It didn't used to be, it wasn't owned by the town.
But it is
But
now,
now it is.
and they're over there.
My only question is whether it's actually in the designated, it's in the town center
Yeah.
district, I don't know if it's in the town center. I don't think we actually could
I didn't know if they
include
were
that
doing
land
that.
in the town center, cause it was gonna make it too big, but I'm not positive.
Which one?
The fire
Fire
station,
department.
Fire department is on leased land.
right, from the,
That is not town property.
right, that's,
But
That is
25,
school district property.
right.
Okay,
I mean, 25.
I mean, we used to not be able to do it, I thought, cause it was, a fire department was privately. So even though it's a
It was.
town asset, we can't, even though it's a town,
It's leased land.
but I don't think it's in the town, is it in the town center?
It's in the district.
District,
as
but
you
it's
said,
not
I
in
don't
the-
believe it's in the center.
Yeah, I don't either, I think that's part of the problem.
So we have to have a presence over there, so it's.
Can I make a recommendation?
Of course.
I think this should go back to the planning commission.
It's funny you should say that, because that was my next comment, because you see I have planning written right there?
Yeah, I think that needs to go back to the
And I
planning.
agree.
But before we go back to the planning, we have the opportunity to provide some direction from the board
Yeah,
at this point.
Why do we have to do something over there?
That was part of the requirement for the state requirements to get that designated new town center designation.
And why do we do that? What was the purpose?
Of the new town center designation?
Yeah.
Carly, you're the
It
expert on this
provides
one.
benefits and, I can't.
Grant opportunities.
Grant opportunities, just a lot of benefits getting the designation.
And where those,
Some lifting of some activity requirement, those bunch of things, but I think that program is changing. I think this is a good one to have Bethany sort of dive into and see what, cause they've changed it, there's the tiers now.
Yeah, it's moving to tiers.
We need to look at what those benefits are, how we wanna, we need to reassess, I think.
you mean like Act 181?
I don't know, wherever the tiering is for
I
the town
think
center,
that is,
because they're now.
it's in 181 at
Because-
some level, it's mentioned.
There were tiers that were taken out.
Yeah, but this has to do with, relief, I don't know, Jared, I don't know.
No, I'm just saying, because in Act 181, because Tier 1 is more of like the town centers and your and your town's growing. So that's the Tier 1 aspect. The other two tiers, there's a lot of that language being taken out. So as far as I know from reading that and talking, that is considered like a Tier 1 in Act 181.
My understanding was we might
Agreed.
not make it.
Yeah.
We can investigate all of that good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We've got 3.8 acres over there that the select boards have been talking about putting a facility over there. Are we going to put a facility or are we not? And if we are, what are we thinking needs to go there? And do we want to start something on that? It's been how many years now?
but we haven't
Close to
really,
5. We've talked, but we haven't taken any action.
So,
I would say-
Vince, from your point of view, they're running out of space
They're out of space.
Right.
for the police department.
Yep.
So something needs to happen with either the town offices moving to that space, or the police department moving
Right.
to that space.
Close to the
Because if the town's going to expand and grow like we want it to, this area
We need a
needs to
plan.
grow. And I mean, we're already talking about adding a new position with finance director, which is, they're gonna need their own space as well. Thinking of future, we're at capacity, in my opinion, here to be adding anything else. My recommendation is either moving the town offices over there or the police department.
So the biggest concern I have with that is those emergency vehicles when they need to rush out at the rates of speed that they have to. What is their ways of egress there? And is that gonna jeopardize?
so,
What's that?
It's only on 62.
Right.
That's it.
So that alone,
Could inhibit it.
the police department also does not, my understanding, want to be in a building with other,
people,
with housing, with
Well,
other
yeah.
sort
Well-
of uses, so,
We don't need to do housing.
well, but
above
I agree with
the only
that.
way to make it a project where we're not paying for it all is to try to get something, try to make it something more than just a town office. Do we wanna spend $8 million on a new town office, or do we wanna try to get a project that we can get the project built by a developer and we get our building essentially, and then we're collecting rent for the lease land? It's just, that was the point of it being a multi-use building, was that we weren't paying for it to the degree that we would be if we were just building a town office.
I think putting housing over or under any municipal building is a terrible idea. That's my opinion. And for obvious reasons, fire, flooding, etc. That's my opinion.
I would agree that we
Property
need to
damage.
move the police
Yeah.
or the town office over there. My first one.
Some kind of town presence needs
Right.
to be in the town
And they need
center.
more space and we need more
Personally,
space.
My opinion, talking with the chief as well,
Mhm.
I think putting the police over there is a bad idea.
How about just a dispatch office? It could be like a little cubicle over there.
We need more space, we need more space.
Yeah.
That doesn't solve it.
Well, access is one thing, but now they're right there, they're gonna be, you know,
Saving gas.
next door to Walmart.
Saving
right?
gas.
They're gonna- just the optics of that isn't good, right? We're moving them closer to Walmart where they get all their calls. Well, you
They
know,
can take
that's,
foot then.
they could, right? But even the optics of that plus the access, it's,
But would the presence keep that down as well?
it would encourage visitors to the police more often, I think, as well. I think this building could be replaced with something for the police.
Is there
Town
enough?
office over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, if we do something, like Carla said, I don't know what that would be, but. And the town office is a good location for the town offices. I mean,
Yeah,
over there.
it would be a
Just
great location.
people in and out, it's easier access, right? For residents.
Just how it gets,
That's how, my recommendation would have been the town office
Right.
over there. I'm nervous about having housing above it. From our standpoint, property damage being one of it and being that
we
goes
wouldn't
off.
own the building.
But we'd be collecting leasing, right, is what
Well,
you're saying?
it would be our land.
That we'd be leasing to the developer.
I don't know, I mean, that depends on how the arrangements worked out, but we would not own the building, but we would hopefully be getting space, perhaps that we either pay reduced rate or we don't pay for.
If we wanna be over there and not own the building, we can rent from them all.
Well, that was
Would it be
thrown
different
out
if
as
we were
an
above it?
option.
Yeah, we started discussions with them all about that.
Housing?
Well, the problem with being above the housing is then having ADA capabilities to get to the town offices.
If
Because
the
then,
town office is on the first floor and you have housing on the second floor, we're probably gonna need an elevator in the building
right.
Right, anyway.
to be
Right,
ADA
but-
compliant, and those aren't cheap.
No, but that's what I'm saying, like, no, cause he
As
said
well.
flip it.
Yeah.
Brian had said flip it, put the town offices on the
Same
second
thing, we're
floor.
gonna need an
But
elevator.
then it would be even
if we're
more,
on the second floor.
right, but that's what I'm saying, it'd be more
What
of a
about the
price.
green space everybody wants up here so bad?
More?
The green space. Over there?
Like a park,
Yeah.
is that what you're saying?
Park it up.
That's technically not a presence.
These guys will be over there maintaining it.
Popcorn anyone?
Thank you, Flo. Thank you.
I guess my recommendation
It's
is
kinda like watching a movie, isn't it?
No, it's just,
Sending
I
this
needed a little something,
back
so I
to
wanna
the
be kind.
planning commission with the idea of town offices being there.
Office.
That's my recommendation.
I would agree.
What's the board's pleasure?
I mean,
I think that should be a consideration, but they should explore options.
So, again, I wanna be able to help the planning commission. I'll be the bad guy here and drag this one out a little bit more. I wanna give them some real good information to work with, right? So we're considering a town office, but should we, to Carla's point, open it back up from the beginning with the planning commission, right? Capital improvement program says do these certain steps, right, to get it in front of the board. Should we start that process really from ground zero, right? Do a study, do a survey, have a public meeting with the residents to get their input. Go through the process to determine what we do over there and then take action. We've been talking about it for 5+ years.
Okay.
Let's restart the process, reset, start the process. If it takes us another 5 years to do it right, we'll end up with something, I would assume, over there. I don't know, but I'm throwing that out there. My recommendation is to start the process at ground zero using the capital improvement program, right? Where we take all the steps, the planning commission leads it and comes in and talks to the board and gives them updates on where we're going and what we're thinking.
I think we all agree that something has to be done here, though.
Well, that's
Eventually,
coming up.
yeah.
That's coming up in here as well, right?
I would encourage, again, I'm giving you more
I was
direction.
just thinking the same.
You
thing.
I would really like her to come back tomorrow.
To investigate the various housing programs the state's touting, to talk to the potentially, once you get, if there's you know, first of all, we'd wanna know what kind of developer we'd want in there, but maybe find out why, if the developer's just, there's no interest, if, you know, we can always put feelers out to different, through the housing ACCD or whatever, to find out if there's really no interest, or was it just that it was a bad timing, or, you know, that kind of thing. I think it just needs to be explored more by, you know, Bethany and the planning commission.
I agree, and I think your opinions, your expertise, and bringing forward your thoughts related to this topic, very beneficial.
There won't be any heat if you come up with a bad idea.
There are no bad ideas. Ideas that
Oh,
don't
yes, there
work
is,
at the
Carl,
moment.
there's terrible ideas.
So,
When you're brainstorming, you just throw it out there.
so again, for the purpose of the CIP, are we putting this in planning's lap? Me and
Yes.
Bethany at this point, unfortunately?
I disagree.
Okay.
I think it should go to the planning commission first. Before we have Bethany really go into this.
Time on it?
Our big talk today was, yes, you being a big support for the planning commission, but not being that spearhead. I really believe the planning commission is supposed to be that spearhead in finding projects and looking at situations that they can look at options to do. I don't want to keep putting, and not that that you can't handle it, I'm not saying that at all. But we're trying to move from where we were. Again, not saying that you'd be like that, I'm not saying that at all. But I really believe that we need to get the planning commission back to being, that group being the spearhead of going forward with projects and
So-
finding out situations.
That being said, to move this along, I'll make this recommendation. Bethany and I will have another meeting with Gordon. And we'll have a discussion around this topic. And based on that discussion, we'll provide some feedback to the select board with regards to where the planning chair, because we'll need some time to go back and talk to the commission as well, right? We'll get a feel for where it's all at. In general, we'll come back and talk to the board again on this specific one, and I'm gonna put it on hold based on discussions, and then maybe we'll even bring Gordon or the planning commission into the board and have a discussion just on this, right? At some meeting, to make the right decisions on how we take it forward.
And can I just comment, I agree with you, except sometimes it's like Vince bringing us information, background information, or options. That's sometimes the role of the zoning administrator, because remember, the planning commission is completely voluntary. They don't necessarily always go out and research all the potential state programs out there that they could look into and that kind of thing. So I think it's a combination of the zoning administrator providing information to consider, but the planning commission drives the direction.
But I think that's where we should start, is the planning commission brings ideas forward. Then we can send Bethany to look into, okay, these are the ideas that they're having. These are the programs that are out there for that specific idea, and then move forward.
Yeah, except sometimes things come up that you can take advantage of, that you might wanna bring to the planning commission and say, hey, this program just came out, do we wanna try to, you know, so I think I'm saying the same thing, I just think that there is a synergy there, that it's not always just about the planning commission coming up with ideas. Sometimes things come up.
But remember this, right? We have a capital improvement program now, first year, right? The planning group, we just went over this with Gordon again, right? Has a big role in that whole capital
I get it.
improvement program that we just voted on and passed. And there's a process that we need to follow and put in place that they actually lead and bring to the board.
I totally agree with you, I've been saying
So-
that all along, but my point is that sometimes the zoning administrator can do research and provide information to the planning commission.
I don't think anybody's arguing that point.
Okay, I'm just saying,
Yeah,
it's not
but-
always.
I'm not saying she can't.
But she shouldn't waste a bunch of time on, you know, X, Y, Z potential projects.
No, I'm not saying, I'm just saying that sometimes it works.
No, I get it.
It's not
Yeah.
always strictly, I mean, the planning commission's sitting in a room and trying to come up with ideas, that's not
Yeah.
how it works. I mean, I was on it for 15 years, it's not exactly how it works. Sometimes you do need direction or information that's provided through the zoning administrator to be able to move forward and to be able to keep things going.
Part of the process. We have a process. We should try it out at least first. in my
That
opinion.
sounds great, strike the gavel, Jerry.
I was also gonna suggest if everyone is in agreement and if it meets with the timeline to assist Vince with our review of this, that we as a board take this and review it and then come back to Vince within a day or two with any comments, et cetera, as opposed to going through it in its entirety tonight, because I think even with the other things on the agenda, we're gonna be 2 hours over tonight's meeting. It's just a suggestion.
I agree.
I think if we continue with this, we'll be more like 3 hours over.
Huh?
I could agree more. I like the.
Plus, I don't know, like, some of the comments are,
The hard thing I'll say to that is we've had this for a while in our emails. So we've had the time to look this over. I don't necessarily say that we need to go through every single one of these,
In that depth,
May I?
but can we say we go through the first 10 for tonight?
How about we just go through the highlighted ones?
That's fine.
That's fine.
That's information that I need to move those forward. The others, in my mind, are pretty much done.
And I've made
Decisions have been
notations
made.
throughout that I can
Yeah, right.
pass over at the end too. I'm all fine with that.
So yeah, let's go through the highlighted ones. Bethany, you had
Just
something?
before you jump in, and I don't mean to commandeer or take any additional time, but since it was a discussion and I'm trying to kind of understand my role here and where I'm acting as a bridge. Here's kind of how I envision that process we were just talking about. I am happy to look up, I don't have the years of kind of knowledge of there's this fund and there's this grant, so I have to build all of that, and I understand that. So this project over there with the planning commission, here's kind of how I'm viewing it. I can do preliminary of this might be an option, that might be an option. I mean, I was sitting here thinking, could we acquire a historic building? Is there, and relocate it? Is there funding available for that? I know that usually is a source of funding. Is there something outside of the box that we hadn't thought about? And then participate with the planning commission in just an overall brain dump.
Yes.
Just brainstorm, what are all the options? Here's something out of the box, here's all, and then let them funnel it and say, we don't want these ideas, we want you to find more about these ones. So bring ideas as far as a whole brainstorm with them, let them funnel it, and tell me where to go from there. That's kind of how I'm envisioning the description of this process. And I just want to see if that's on par with what this discussion is for you guys.
that's how I would see it.
Okay, great.
Sounds good.
we were thinking the same thing with the casino.
Didn't say anything about a casino. Oh, yeah. If I never see another one, I'll be okay.
Seven and eight, if we continue with the highlighted ones, Joe was gonna try to make it tonight, but he didn't. These are really for the fire chief. To answer for the board, in my opinion, how far do we push these out from 2031? I think, in conversations with Joe, we can push them each out another year. So 2031 would go to 2032, 2028 would go to 2029 for budgeting purposes, for both of these. And for the budgets to reflect that as well. In other words, we'd reduce the amount because we're extending how much we have to retain in the reserve for that purchase, further another year out. And again, I'll follow up with Joe,
And
just to confirm that, and since we're gonna go through it again.
part of
Anyway,
that money we can put in the CD too, correct?
Correct,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, and you maybe I missed this, but so once, do you need this information, cause then we're gonna do a balancing, right? Year to year, like,
Yep,
So we don't
that's
have-
why I need this done.
okay, that's what I'm
So I
asking.
can show you the next 4 or
Okay.
5 years, what it looks like just from a capital plan. Yes. The next one I have is 16 Lovers Lane Bridge. What are the next steps for us? What does the board want
Did they
me
inspect it?
to
It's been
tackle?
two
Did they inspect it?
I haven't seen the report, I'm told they've been out there and taken a look at it, but I haven't seen anything from them yet.
I mean, I think we should wait for that report
Okay?
and see what the state has to offer after that report.
And hopefully we'll receive it soon.
I'll, put this note on here, I'll reach out to remind them, ask them where they're at on it.
Yeah.
And see what we get back.
But you got word they did show up to look at it.
So, it's secondhand information.
Oh.
I don't even have it confirmed by the state yet. I've asked that question.
I'm happy to reach out to them too. I've got their email. We need that.
So the next one, Tim is here as well for the discussion. Again, it's another, I think, big one with the board as well, 17. Looking at it, we've determined that it's the crosstown road drainage. It's the muddy section or sections that require us to close it every year.
The flats?
Well, flats are part of it, there's a little more than that, and Tim will talk to that and answer the questions on that. We looked at, the decision was right to modify it, which was to push it out another year, so I pushed it out to 2028. 650K was the estimate, but in talking through that, that is like way low. That would probably do one section, right? And there's at least 3, I think, and I'll let Tim talk here in maybe a minute. But that's what this one is for, to clarify that. It is to fix Crosstown, so we do not have to close it every mud season.
Okay.
So,
And that's
Tim,
a big push from that side of town.
anything you want to say about that little project of yours?
Well, not so much 3 sections, it's a Jagger Road,
Yeah.
because you kind of can't start and stop. It's gotta be a continuous process, like, you gotta start one area and go to the end, because it's, you skip a section and that's gonna be your problem next year. I guess the questions that we came up with to your guys would be whether it is in the town's interest to be an in-house project and cut cost, or look what it's gonna cost outside. And we talked about, you know what I mean?
There's pros and cons to both,
Picking-
right? We contracted, it's gonna
It
cost us a
won't-
lot more.
It's not gonna be done in one summer.
Correct. And if we
So-
do it, it's gonna be a lot less, but it's also gonna be a lot less work the highway crew can do on their culverts, on their mowing, on their grading, right? It's gonna take them probably a month over the next 3 years, right?
Yeah, I'm
To do it.
thinking longer than 3 years, but, I mean, it all depends on what
Probably more.
it all depends on what you throw at it.
So,
I
What do we
also wanna
think it would-
add that
Go
I
ahead.
see, I also wanna add that I see each year the fact that the town crew has been doing the work to improve it. I notice considerable improvement every time. So I think doing it in-house and having our staff continue, a continuation of those improvements, which I foresee will continue to be better and better at a more substantial, lesser cost, seems wise to do it internally, in my opinion. I don't think it would be necessarily affordable to do it otherwise.
It's just like Vince said, it's, you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some, we're gonna, you know what I mean, but it's a matter of, I mean, it's gonna save money, but there is gonna be some other things that might be,
so, and I think it's okay either way, other than I think it's just gonna be way too costly to contract it out. But we just need that decision, right? So that Tim and I can sit down and work together so that he can build, you know, a 5, 6, 7 year plan, whatever it is, all right, for him and his crew on how they want to attack that job and what does he need for support to keep up the rest of the work, right? When he's on Crosstown for a month solid or more every summer during that period to do that, right?
What was that like?
Maybe, again, I'm just thinking out loud here, right? Maybe we contract the culverts out that he needs to replace that summer while he's doing the work, right? To take a little pressure off him for the road work that still needs to be done, because we got lots of culverts that still need to be done as well every year, right? So we just need to know the direction so we can we can bring back a plan that makes sense, right, to do this.
What do you think the time frame would look like if we did hire someone to do it? Do you think it'd still be 2 summers, or do you think?
Oh, no, I mean, if you hired somebody, they'd have it done in a summer. But, I mean, you got a 650K budget there.
No, I know.
That's gonna go about a quarter
that
of
at
it.
least.
Yeah, you're looking at,
And I get
you're looking
that.
at over 2 million.
Right, it'd be the first month.
But is this something that we could go for a grant for, being that it's getting accessibility to the other side of town?
I don't
We
know if there's much
we
out there.
looked at that.
Yeah.
And that was something that Tour brought up, was getting a grant.
Am I
To
nuts?
do
Why
work
do I
on
think we got
Crosstown.
congressionally designated spending for Crosstown Road? I thought we got or $750 or $1 million.
Be the first I heard of it.
He sat here in a meeting this spring
Right.
and said something about
I think
money
he
for
might have.
Crosstown Road.
Maybe he applied for it.
No, he said we got it.
Oh, then I don't know where
I'll
it is.
look, it may be like $680,000.
Well, that's-
why that number's on here, right? But that doesn't scratch the surface of what's gotta be done.
Well, but it's $680,000 if we wanna know about it, if we got it.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Throw that CD bin.
I mean,
Yeah.
for 680,000, we could put a fairly good dent in it.
I
Wow.
mean, I keep thinking about it, I swear,
I
he
mean, I
said,
I
think
thought he
that
did
section
too,
below
to be
your
honest
house, I
with you.
think we only spent 50.
How many miles is it, this cross?
Right, how many
Well,
miles?
you wouldn't be, you pretty much do from Richardson's over to the white fence,
Yeah.
so you're,
So you're not doing the whole road, is what you're saying?
no,
No.
cause, I mean, another catch-22 to this whole thing is yeah, we fixed that section, but we don't know what the other sections are gonna do with the excess traffic in the summertime, or the springtime.
That's right.
Like, they behave themselves now because it's limited traffic. If you open it up, you know what I mean, you gotta realize that road sees almost 2,000 vehicles a day. And
I think
then,
it's 3 now.
3, I
well,
think it is
you know what I mean,
higher now,
yeah.
yeah.
Other spots are gonna pop up.
I don't think it'll all go, I mean, it might be a slowly learning process afterwards of it being left open, but I don't think it's just gonna like,
Now, do we just
Come on,
close it
done,
because of the
right.
flats, or is it because of the steep part going down into Riverside?
no, that has nothing to do with
But,
it.
that's it.
It's the flats, they're like a bowl of jello in the summertime. Like, you drive across it with a grader or a truck and you can literally watch the road push out in front of you. Like, when I grade over there before we open it, I can take the mow board and push the side of the road down and it just comes up behind the grader, like behind the board.
Beauty.
The road just pushes back up. Mainly because it is all clay. That whole entire side hill is just junk material. And there's nothing, it just,
no drainage.
There's no way.
yeah. It's just clay.
Is it something we get bids for, to see what it would be a cost to hire it out?
That's gonna cost
Just
money.
bit of a cost putting a big package together, right? But
I think we
design.
should
You're
find
looking-
out about the money.
I mean,
You're looking
at
easily
design
at $2
fairly
or $3 million.
straightforward, because we're gonna give the town requirements for the road, right?
Yeah.
It's gotta meet that design. So
Criteria.
We have the
No,
standards.
Honestly, I
set,
think that's gonna have to be its own set forth standard, because, I mean, ours is only, I mean, if you follow some of the roads, it's 2 to 3 feet, and that's, I mean, when we did below Chris's house, we were
Yeah,
5 to
Good point.
6 feet deep in some sections, and then the rest of it was ledge, so it sits right on ledge now, and it's all dense grade, and it's rebuilt, and it's got, there's only 150 feet of road that we did there, and it's got over 500 feet of drainage pipe in it. And it runs water quite constantly.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I guess looking to see if we have that CDS, if there is anything.
I'll look
Yeah.
again, but I can't even find anything in the old emails that reference it.
Okay.
So, but you know what? Next Monday, I'll go down to the wayside and have a chat with Tor.
I was just gonna say, can always ask her.
I can also find it through Front Porch Forum because there was notation there and the town also published it, what that congressional money was for. So I can do that research too.
So I don't think it's gonna happen in 2028, as far
No,
as,
for sure.
so,
Well, unless we do part of it, if we have the money, we do a section of it.
right.
Takes a couple years.
Is there a sunset date on that money?
The
If there
CDS,
is-
there will be, for sure.
Yep.
There will be a sunset date on it.
So that'd be a good thing to start with, probably, right?
First, we need to know if we have it.
Right, now when we have to spend
We
it
have to
by.
Find out how long you
I
have
can
it,
let you know by tomorrow.
and then spend it.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I'll probably find it tonight after I get home, so I'll definitely let you know tomorrow.
You probably won't be home till tomorrow morning.
Give or take.
Yeah.
No, seriously, I can
Yeah.
find it
No,
tonight
that'd
and
be great.
email you tomorrow.
That'd be great.
Because I know it was published in both places, I can find it. And it was also in the Times Argus, I'm pretty certain.
So 20 was the Fisher Road traffic light upgrade. Speaking with Tim, not a big deal. There's been some work and upgrades done on it.
They do PMs every year, they go through it,
PMs.
they check all the system, and things not working, they fix, try to work through it.
It is gonna need some sort of upgrade. We don't know what that is, but we can push it out. I am asking the board just, you know, it was 100,000, but if we push it out a year or two, we add another 25K just because the price of everything is going up for planning purposes, right? Just to make sure we have enough to cover it when it does come time to do it. I'll push it out to 2029 for 125K.
125, you said?
Yeah. So the question I had on 21 was a lot of confusion around the wording for Scott Hill and paving. Tim and I rattled our brains together on this one and figured it out, mostly Tim. That 21 is Payne Turnpike North paving, so from Applebee's up to Scott Hill Road, right? So it has not been done.
Well, it includes a little piece of Scott Hill.
Right.
Scott Hill's so long, it was broke down into sections, so it wasn't a huge trying to like work through the cost. So pretty much from the cemetery to Route 62 is that Payne Turnpike Scott Hill section.
That short section. So that will be, I will be putting that in the 2028 budget at this point.
Should we reword the title to be something to the effect of, and not exact, but it now says Payne Turnpike North paving at Scott Hill. Based on what Tim just said, should we do something like?
We are gonna change the wording to clarify it, right?
Because
It's
I was
gonna be
thinking
from-
up to inclusive of how much of Scott Hill.
yeah,
So
from
it's not
62 up
believed
to
that
a
it's
certain-
all,
Like,
right.
you'll see we've done that later, he had actual physical addresses to define the others.
That sounds great.
Which brings me to the next one, which is 32, which is Scott Hill Road paving. Again, that is from address 525 Scott Hill to 1055 Scott Hill Road. That was in the plan for 2028 as well.
No, I think you got that wrote wrong.
525 to 1055 Scott
That's the
Hill
section
Road?
we did last year.
That was last year's
We
section?
paved that last
So
year.
that's the one that was done,
Yeah,
okay. done
1055 or
2025.
1058?
1055.
So line 32 is done.
Done?
32 is done,
Great.
okay. Then there's Scott Hill, 33, Scott Hill Airport paving, which is from 525 Scott Hill Road to the airport. That was planned now for 2029, and the rough estimate that was in the CIP was 239,000. So I expect it's probably gonna come in more than that for 2029.
And it notates here, need Tim clarification.
That was
Okay.
done today
Gotcha.
for these.
Great.
34, Scott Hill, I-89 paving, so that's from the bottom of the hill up to 1050, well, it's actually 1055 to 1625, thank you, Tim. 2029 again, pushed out.
What's the estimate?
You don't have one for that right now? Then the next one is 41, the 75G excavator. How far do we want to push that out from 2027?
How many hours you got on that thing?
Well, it wasn't a replacement. That was the one that we were, the plan was to keep the 75
That was gonna,
and
yeah,
buy
a bigger.
a bigger one.
Yeah,
Because
we
the 75
changed
has a
the
mulching head on
somewhere.
it now, and once, if we get a newer one, the hours will go down. Like, this week Craig is using the 75 because we have another rental.
Number 59, is that the one you were looking for?
I was
Probably.
gonna say there's a replacement
That-
and a purchase, isn't there?
59.
Second excavator.
That's the one.
What year is that and how many hours are roughly on it? You know?
I think it's a 19 and it's got
So this is not a replacement.
over 3,000.
So would we defer
So
this one?
we're not replacing the excavator, the 75G?
No, he said keep that one, so would we go ahead and
No,
defer?
because like last year when the excavator was cut out,
Right, we've
I
got
didn't-
the second
I guess-
excavator on here, but this was a replacement for this one at some point in time, right? You're
Yeah.
gonna wanna replace it.
yeah.
That's what this one
I
is
mean, if
for.
we get the, if we purchase a new one, that one should last easily another 5 to 7 years, I would
So we
think.
could push out this
So we
date.
can go out to 2031 on this for replacement, right?
Might-
Hang on, hang on.
Or farther.
2030,
He said 5 to 7.
5 to 7, so 31 to
Yeah.
37.
Oh, okay.
26 and 5 is 31 last
Yeah.
time I
Because the hours, it'll
I'm
get
just
cut
thinking
down on the
starting
hours, it won't be
2027, so
used
it's
as
fine.
much.
Because we're in 2027 now.
Right,
Yeah.
just
No,
started in
2026.
26.
Why don't we split the difference and split it, put it out to 2034 and reassess it then?
Okay. I'm okay with that. Because we're gonna come to the second excavator anyway, we push that out.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I didn't have a question on that one. So, Brian,
Yes, sir.
you're on. Police station space study,
I
item
am.
52.
Yes.
He's ready.
You brought that one up a little earlier, and I told you we'd get to
Yes,
it, we got to it.
When are we doing that?
Well, that's my question, defer to when? There was an estimate of 20K, but I think that's
Gonna go up
gonna
based on
probably
deferring.
And
double.
what exactly is the study? What's the space study? What
It
is
means
it hiring a
a
consultant?
consultant comes in, talks to the chief, how many officers, what kind of space are you thinking, looking at other agencies in the area to see what they have for buildings, what works, what doesn't. I will bring up something that the chief brought up as well, that's not a bad idea. It's gonna cost us a little bit of money. There is a, lack of a better term, a training coming up that's offered by a group that does this stuff on planning for safety facilities, right? I think it's probably in Georgia, it's somewhere south. The chief has the details, he's looking it up, I asked him to provide that so we could get it in front of the board, so he's working on that. And sending the chief to that, to understand if we're gonna look at a new facility, what are the things that we don't know about building a facility like that, right?
Right.
To get a better understanding, we don't need that, we do need that, that's a requirement, things like that. It goes through, it looks like a very good program, what little bit I've seen of it. Again, and the chief will come back with more information on that soon. But I think if we're gonna consider this, it's probably, a worthwhile investment to send him down for a couple of days to attend that and
Correct.
gather some good information on what it's gonna take and what it needs to look like.
Yeah, I would think we wanna do that probably, sooner than later so we can decide what kind of space we need, how many officers we need, how can we retain officers, things like that, so
Yeah.
that's,
And it's not just, they don't look at just today, right?
Right.
We got 10 officers, 11 officers today. 10 years from now, what do you think it's gonna look like? Are we still gonna be at 10 officers, or are we gonna be at 15 officers, or 5 officers? But, what's our growth potentially look like, and design the facility to meet that need?
right now, I've never turned down early information.
And I have a
Earlier the better.
suggestion along those lines, and it doesn't necessarily mean that we have to do this, but I was thinking about what you said earlier about thinking outside the box and a space study. The Vermont Certified Public Managers Program, it's a training through the state, And when they get close to graduating from that program, which is a 2-year program, they need to go find a study to do. And they truly look outside the box and they do a very in-depth study, and it's at no cost. So it would be helping them with their training. I foresee it would be something where they would come and they would meet with the police chief, they would meet with you, they might ask questions of the board, but they would do all of the in-depth research, investigative, a report, etc., at no cost. So it's just something to
If you send me
consider.
that information, I will definitely look into it, and I'll look at it with the chief as well.
I went through that
We'll
program
compare
and
it.
I just know, I can remember all of the studies at that time, and they were tremendous and very in-depth, and it was all types of things, and I could see this definitely being something that they could sink their teeth
Happy
into.
to take a look at it with the
At
chief
no
and
cost.
send it, yeah.
Okay.
The other thing is,
I will.
we probably put in a previous grant for this, but we could always reapply. The municipal planning grant cycle's coming up, and we haven't been getting them, so we're kind of in line,
You hope.
I would think. So we could also put in to do something through them.
So I think that would be something that would be 2027, I guess? Or
We're in 2027.
We're in 27 now, right, so.
So-
when's the
budgeting
police,
purposes,
when's his visit? When
We
would you
don't
like
have
to
it
go?
scheduled yet until.
Is that this
we're
year,
gonna
though?
Bring the information to the board,
Okay.
get the okay, and then we'll book it. That'll come out of like the travel budget for this year.
Oh, okay.
For that.
Okay.
I would say we should shoot for 2028 though.
I agree
Yeah.
with 2028, and I think that that's in line with the Vermont Certified Public Manager Program, because I believe that folks going into that program are going in the fall of '26.
That's a 2-year cycle, right?
And it's a 2-year cycle, so that would be right in line with 2028. They would be doing that just before graduation.
Okay.
And they'd probably start it maybe in the spring or summer prior to. Mhm.
I have 55 highlighted, but I talked to the chief, there's no question on that. We do have it in the budget, it's been approved, all those wonderful things, so we can just go through that one. The other one, 68, the community park on Vine Street. I don't think really anybody in this room knows a lot about that. Maybe Carla.
I know some.
She knows some, but this is one that I'm recommending getting the planning commission re-involved, re-engaged with, to get an understanding of where are we really, what have we spent to date, and what does it look like going forward, and what is the expectation, and then, and the board obviously can ask them a number of questions on that.
I mean, I can tell you that I don't think there's there's nothing been spent. This was
No.
a proposal by the developers of the solar to sell the land to the town. Originally it was 150,000, I think it's gone up.
What hasn't?
And they would, I believe the deal was, we have access to all of the additional land now, and I think once the solar panels have, gone through their lifespan, we would have the entire parcel. They weren't planning to re-put them up. That was my understanding at one point of the deal.
Like a lease. They were used for the solar panels and they're done.
Yes. Once the lifespan of this current project is done, they're gone and we own all of it. So the solar panels are on a flat space that would be great as a recreation,
Who's on the hook for disposing the panels?
well, they would be, but
See
anyway,
that
so
writing?
that was the deal, that was because originally it was, I didn't think that it included that use of the flat spot, but I think that there's other flat spots too, that's not
The one
but-
thing I'll say is, when we were talking with Gordon today, he did mention that the planning commission is talking about another park,
I think that's this one. I
but
think.
it sounds like something, from what I gathered from him today, is it's something closer to up near the new town center, is what I kind of got from him. But,
Yeah, I don't know where that would be, but okay.
no, I don't know either, but I think that was something where they were looking at other spots for it, being that was kind of separated from where the new town center is now.
So for the purpose of this one, until we have more information, again, this is another one I think I'm gonna remove,
I agree.
right? And then put it back into the CIP process again.
Yep,
Bring it to the board, see where we are,
Yeah.
where we wanna go.
yep, I
If that
agree.
makes sense.
I agree.
I'm talking about.
Number
68.
68.
Okay, 60, yeah, okay. Let you move on without me.
No, I've never
Let
do
the train
that.
left.
No,
I gotta go back to numbers on things like parks. How many people really are gonna use it and want it. I mean, it sounds great, and bringing community together sounds great, but that's like a pastime. Maybe it's not. But I
I think it
mean,
depends on if you have kids, what you
Yeah.
are in your life, whether you
I-
think it's.
Again, I think it was a vision of when the new town, and correct me if I'm wrong with this, was getting that designation of bringing that town feeling back and having a space where people could bring their kids with that growth of the town, having the ability to have parks and stuff. Because, I mean, if you do look at Williston, South Burlington, Essex, they all do have parks, and when you do go there, they are full. I mean,
And a town resident actually came to the past board and fully discussed this issue, and he and his family moved from Berlin away for the fact that we didn't have something that, like you just described, where the children could be brought and they could have that interaction.
So here's my thought, Mr. Broken Record, right? It's possible, and to take Chris's point into consideration, again, broken record, let's follow the capital improvement program process.
Yep.
And if it means we get the public engaged again and bring it to a vote.
Yep.
What does the public, what do the residents want? If they
Right.
want it, we find a way to move forward.
Yeah.
If they say no, we can stop talking about it,
I agree.
right?
Yeah.
Until they bring it back,
yeah,
right? Let's not beat ourselves up over some of these.
yeah, I don't
Let's
think
just take it back to the residents.
any one person should decide, we're gonna put in a park and it's gonna draw thousands of people.
So
And
moved.
again, just as a reminder, Gordon is gonna request a seat at one of the board meetings very soon to give the board an update on the revision of the town plan that's going on right now.
Yeah.
And that's a key time, again, for the board and for the residents to have an input on this stuff right here, right?
Excellent.
And we had a fair talk today about some ideas on how to get that information out there, to get people around the table to talk about it and share their thoughts with us as well.
Yep.
But that's my recommendation on this one. The other one is the last one. I don't even think I has a number on the sheet, but it was
Should
in
be
the
like
notes.
71,
The
yeah.
stormwater and wetland mitigation around the hospital in 802 Toyota. I don't have
There was they looked at that all
any information.
together when they did the reevaluation of when they were looking at the mall site.
Yep.
I have no idea why it's on there, I don't know where
So,
I don't know what the study looks like, but they were trying to basically look at the area as a whole as opposed to each parcel looking at it separately, which
Okay.
made sense.
that's something that should be
So it's,
somewhere in the planning history, right?
so, yeah, I just don't know
Because I'm gonna go back to the planning. board.
why it would be on our, because we wouldn't be the ones paying for it. It's their land, so I'm not sure why it's on our,
Yeah, I'm not sure how it made it on here either, so,
but
but it was in the document and in the notes, so.
But
I'll
there
do
was
more
definitely-
investigation on
somebody
that.
definitely
You're
looked into-
probably gonna see it disappear until we have something
Something
more on
lucrative.
it, so.
Thank you.
I don't wanna keep creating confusion by old notes that just keep showing up.
Thank you,
If we
Ben.
can't find anything solid, I'm just gonna make it go away until we have something, if
Sounds
that's
good.
okay with the board. Okay,
Save 50K right there.
that's the CIP update.
Thank you. It's a lot of work. Much appreciated.
It's not done yet. So, oh, sorry.
Nope, it's good. Town fire warden, new state requirement for discussion and action.
So, again, I sent a text to Joe as well. He was gonna be here tonight, but I haven't heard from him, so I hope everything's okay on his end. This is, again, it's in your package. There were 3 letters from the state that went out to the fire chief, to the town clerks, and to the current fire wardens about this new process. Long story short, the board no longer has to appoint a fire warden. That now falls, according to the state, on the fire chief. So that's a long story short. You can read through it.
Appreciate it.
And I'm sure Joe will be at one of the next meetings coming up to talk about the impact that it has on fire chief of the department. Any specific questions on that that you want me to ask that I probably don't have answers for at this point in time, but can get? Okay?
I'm good with it. Good.
Give the minutes.
Approval of license, permits, vouchers, and applications.
Okay, I make a motion to approve the payroll warrant 2627 for payroll from June 14th, 2026 to June 27th, 2026, to be paid on July 1st, 2026 in the amount of $90,693.04. Payroll warrant 2701 for payroll from June 28th, 2026 to July 11th, 2026, to be paid on July 15th, 2026 in the amount of $72,506.22. Payable warrant 27G01 with check number 26291 to 26350 in the amount of $218,786.56. Payable warrant 27S01 with check number 4704 to 4724 in the amount of $37,109.54.
Anybody second?
I came in late, so I didn't get a chance to look at
I
them,
didn't
so
get a
I'm not gonna
chance either.
second them.
I mean, I looked
I
at
mean,
it,
I
but
came
I
in
read
here
it.
just
So
a
if I can
little
second
time
it, can I?
before tonight started.
Oh,
You like that?
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
No, you read
No,
it.
you
You
made
made
the
the
motion.
motion.
That's what I mean, I
Yeah,
can't second
sorry.
So we need a second from someone who needs to
I second the motion.
do it. Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I think I could second it.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Let me, I will.
While we
Don't stop me from doing it.
sign those, we can move to round table. Thank you, sir.
That's taken care of, and actually, I think both of them taken care of. Now round tables were Lover's Lane Bridge and the police study. Look at you.
That's amazing.
Wow.
It's scary.
I'm wondering if you've heard anything on the Jenny Stacy project. She hasn't emailed me, so I'm hoping that means that something's going forward, but I haven't.
It is moving forward.
Oh, good.
Otter Creek is putting it out to bid
Oh, good.
ASAP.
Oh, excellent.
I did
Okay.
mess up though.
And then secondly, I'm wondering at what point we will have some sort of like formal update about financial issues.
Short one right now is that the external consultant is here this week.
Thank you.
The contracted auditors will be here next week, and we should get 25 closed by the end of the month, and 26 well underway towards closure, pending no major issues. So it's in motion with the closure of 25 this month, 26 moving forward right after that, fairly quickly.
Okay, that's good, but we were gonna have a meeting about what the issues were found, what that were found, how we're addressing them.
Once we've got this cleaned up, then we can do a review. Thank you.
Cause we keep talking about having regular updates, but we're not really having them.
Right, because we.
I know, you're trying to get everything,
Right now, the focus
I
is
know.
on getting that done.
But even just the monthly, like, year to
The
date,
state-
we're
the
not
state-
getting.
Whatever direction we go with the sidewalk right now, they can't move forward with that CDS funding because of the open 25 audit. They can't even give it to us to review.
No, I get it, but like even the monthly reconciliation, like year to date stuff, we aren't getting that either.
That's correct.
So I'm just pointing it out, cause
Yeah.
we're trying to make financials a priority. I'm just wanting to see more
We
of
gotta
that.
do it one step at a time, as painful as it is.
Well, but running the monthly stuff shouldn't be that hard. Kelly's,
If the numbers in the system aren't right, what's the point of running the report and wasting our time looking at it when everything will be a question? We need to fix it first, so that they're reasonably accurate. That's the issue, right? I could give you a report and we could go through it, and I'm gonna not have answers because we don't have it cleaned up yet, right? And I'm gonna tell you this, the same thing. It's in process, it's gonna be done at the end of the month. You know, we can start to look at things then as we get it back in shape. It's not a good answer, but
No,
that's
I
the
get,
reality.
I understand, I just wanna make sure we're updated.
You had one more?
Yes, I
the
did have
update.
one more.
That's the update.
I just wanted to check on, is anyone in contact with the mall about, we mentioned about malls supplying their own security?
No,
Because
that's me, and no, I have not
because the
yet.
public safety, at least, on my end of town, just being asked if it's, you know, or police, we doing public safety, or we doing, retail? So that's just a big question on
Yeah.
that side of the hill, and I can't blame them, but, so I said I would bring it up to see if we checked with mall and security, that's all.
Yep. I have not yet.
Thank you.
Flo?
I was gonna bring up Mirror Lake Road when we had the meeting there, around the cutting and the suggestion of making it a special space, for lack of the exact term at this time of night. Just wondering if we could revisit that, because I believe we made the promise to revisit that at some point to make a
we have.
determination.
I missed the first part of that, sorry.
Mirror Lake
Like a
Road, when we met that
designated-
night, and they wanted to make
Yeah.
it designated as a special place within Berlin.
Gotcha.
I think we should revisit that.
You know,
So it's pretty much a
Yeah, Phil
promise,
Gentile was-
futuristically.
Yep.
And the other thing, not to put words in your mouth, but I think you wanted to bring up around Vince when he wanted time off. You were gonna bring it up. Is
So I
that
wanna
something you still wanted to do tonight?
bring that in executive session.
Okay,
Yes.
very good.
I don't.
I didn't
think it
realize you
has to
wanted
be,
to-
But if you do, then I should not be there if you're talking about me.
I didn't realize you wanted it in executive session.
Well,
Just-
we had
Just to
asked.
be clear for protocol, right?
If it doesn't
Understood.
need to be, that's fine.
I mean, if it's just about
Well, we had,
time and things.
so,
I don't see that it
He-
needs to be.
so
unless
he had
others
reached
do.
out to us about asking it for a day off a week and a half ago. And in that request, he said that he was going to lose about 2 days worth of time. He's not worried about it. My opinion is, I think that we should grant it to him and give him those 2 days. This man does a lot of work for us,
Agreed.
a lot of overtime work for us, and I think it's a small show of appreciation to give him that
You can't
time.
make me take 'em.
Oh, you're talking, you're talking about paying him for him? Because he's not gonna take the days off.
I'm okay with paying for it.
So,
I mean,
listen,
that-
fully transparent, right? I treat my time as flexible, right? I carry my phone. I get the time, in my opinion, I get the time one way or another, right? It's not about just taking the time off, right? I might leave at 2 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow because I was here until 8 o'clock tonight, right? I am doing a timesheet that records my hours per week now as well, right? So it goes into the treasurer, so if there's any question about hours, the board has the ability to go look at the hours I have. If anybody wants to question them, they can go pull the timesheets and take a look, right? So I am really not concerned about it. I don't think the town owes me the 2 days, right? You know, I'll get them, one way or another, I'll get the hours, in my opinion, right? For example, tomorrow, Wednesday, I won't be in at all, I'll have my phone, I'm driving Miss Daisy to her surgery, right? And I'll be driving her back home probably, hopefully. So, you know, am I working? No, not really, but will I answer emails and phones while she's under the knife? Yeah, so, to me, it all balances out. It's not a big issue on my side, just to be very clear, right? And when I took the job the first time, I said, you know, I'm not doing this for anything but to give back to the town. I was born and raised here, and it's nice to come back and try to do the right thing. So that's my piece on it. The board can decide to do whatever they want to do. It's probably not going to change how I work. So I'll shut up.
I feel we owe it.
I agree with Jared. We respect what you do, and you do a tremendous amount for the town. And so I concur with your thinking. And I respect what you just said, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I just don't know what that means, because if he's not gonna, if we're telling him take the time off and he's not gonna take the time
I'll
off.
take the time off. How's
Okay.
that?
That's what I was
I'll take
confused
the time
about.
off.
So like you're,
You
so,
have to take it off. We're gonna watch you outside.
Can we,
Here he comes.
legally, can we just give it to him as pay?
oh, I don't think there's any issue
I'm
with
not
it.
worried about the pay. I'll take the time. I'll take the time.
Okay.
Might be in November.
That's fine. Good hunting
Whenever
season.
it's good
Or
for you.
during my wife's recovery, maybe we'll.
You just have to ask yourself if you can carry over more time than you're allowed. And then you can tell
Well,
yourself
I'll sign it
yes.
off. It was authorized. So, but let's give it a little time and then ask me again, because we do have a new sheriff in town, deputy sheriff in town as well. So I really wanna be here to help answer her questions and,
Yeah,
you know,
okay, well, that makes sense.
get her up to speed.
So if you,
We're not picking the days, right? Are we picking the days here?
well, no, but,
I'm hearing the sooner the better, but
no. but-
No.
No. If the concern is the time, then I do believe that we owe you the money. So I so move.
Well,
that we-
what are we talking about? Are we talking about personal leave? Or are we talking
It's
about
vacation
vacation time?
time.
Why can't we just tell him, we can just authorize him to carry over whatever hours?
Well, that was part of the conversation, but he's saying that,
Well,
I'll take the time. How's that? I will take the time. It's 2 days.
This is mental health.
I'll take the time.
I'm also
Give it
fine
to
with,
him.
give him the
I don't
time
think
and
it's
give him
an
the money.
I don't think it's an issue.
See if he gets money, he can buy
16
more
hours.
hours.
What do you prefer, Vince? You get one or the other?
I'll take the time.
Okay.
I'll take
He
the
wants
time.
the time.
Time it is.
I thank you for
We
your time.
respect that, and we do appreciate you.
Just figure out when.
I do agree that it's nice to have you here while Bethany's
I'll send
in
you
her
some-
If
first
for nothing
week.
else,
Yeah.
just for myself to make sure she keeps coming back.
Yeah, right.
No, it's fine. It was just brought up about
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Did he
yeah.
say that when you
I
left
do have
today,
another one
promise
too,
you'll
but
come
I'll
back
go
tomorrow?
first.
Did he say when you
Oh,
left
there were
tonight,
jokes, yes,
promise,
there were jokes.
promise you'll come tomorrow?
Yeah.
Chris has a round table.
So, police presence on Crosstown.
Mhm.
Tim will grade that road and they will beat it to death
Mhm.
in 1 to 2 days.
Sounds like you.
I mean, wasted.
So,
And it's, yeah,
yes,
and it's not people that, I mean, maybe they live in Berlin, I don't know. But I'm thinking a majority of them do not. A majority. I can't speak for all, but it's,
at 3,000, average
Yeah.
of 3,000 vehicles
It's
a
not
day,
Berlin.
I'm pretty sure it's not the residents.
That's right.
A majority of it.
and I don't know how the police operate. I know it takes time and all the paperwork, but it's not gonna stop unless there's a penalty.
Yep.
The speed limit is 25 and I've been guilty myself.
Is that at the stop sign at the bottom or at the top?
No, it's on that hill, and I mean,
Exactly.
the average speed is probably 47.
Yeah.
Probably the average.
It's in course when she hits the flats, it's just like a race. Boom, baby.
I mean, it's the whole road.
Yeah.
It's wide. The road is extremely wide, and everybody drives down the middle.
Yep.
And you can go faster because it's so wide, as long as you're in the middle.
Give you room for growth.
Along the lines of Crosstown too, it reminds me that there was something that I was gonna bring up. I don't know the name of the construction company, but there's work being done up on Crosstown. And there's a big piece of equipment that's
Tim
quite
knows the name
far
of the company.
over. But my concern is there's been 2 instances that I've seen almost hits because there's not enough safety pre-warning on either side. And so I don't wanna see anyone get hurt.
It was also a disabled vehicle.
Oh, I didn't know that portion.
Yeah.
So how long will it be there or is it gone?
Is it
now?
back? It should be gone, right?
No, it's gone.
Oh, okay.
It's gone now.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it was already
It was there
gone.
for over
Yeah.
the holiday weekend, but
Okay,
it did, that one did
as
get
long as it's
addressed.
It
gone,
was an act of
because,
Congress to get it gone.
It was.
thank you,
Well,
those
So-
portions I didn't know.
I think.
But I
So,
could
point
tell
noted,
they
I will
tried to
speak
get
with
it
the
as
chief
far over as
about
they
that
could.
as
No,
well.
they parked it there and
Um,
supposedly broke the key off.
Wow.
Yeah.
Generation revenue.
Well, I'm glad it's gone because it was
They
an
need it.
issue. I saw it twice and I didn't want anyone to get hurt, so, thanks.
Are we going in
That's all I
second?
had.
The only thing I
Oh, Jerry,
have
sorry.
is about Riverton. We owe the residents over there an update.
A
follow up. Has the gentleman from the state been willing to come and talk to us? I know he gave us an answer of pretty much saying,
Yeah, I've heard nothing.
okay, I'm gonna
But
reach
I
out.
can reach out, or?
No, I'll reach out to him because I'd like him to come to a meeting and speak to us.
Yep, let me know if you want a special meeting set up, or you want it at one of the regular meetings, and I'll get it on the agenda.
Yes, I
That's
think,
an easy thing to do.
yeah, I think we owe the residents an update
Yeah.
on that bridge.
Do you wanna have it at the fire station as well, again, in Riverton?
Well, I think the first thing that we need to do is have him come here
Come here and
Adam.
update.
Get the information.
Was
get the
Adam
information,
Boudreau.
and then we can
Okay.
set up a meeting with the residents then.
Again, if you're gonna talk to them, just let me know.
Yep, no, I'll talk to him and then I'll let you know.
We'll go from there.
Now, is that just on Lover's Lane or?
No, it's
the steel
actually,
bridge?
it's the bridge right by the store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And any update on Amazon?
I haven't heard peep. I've emailed the guy twice.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
I haven't
no,
heard anything.
okay.
I've tried getting a phone number myself to see if there was anything that we could get, but I haven't heard anything. so-
Very briefly, I feel that I read something about it on Amazon.
So they're looking in Burlington.
That's it. Plattsburgh.
Well, so it's a smaller distribution center, so that's why they're looking at the old Macy's in Burlington to put it there as well, but thinking of operationally, that would be a terrible place to have a distribution center, but, so, I'm still trying to get an answer. I'm gonna try to get a phone number, but I was actually gonna try to reach out to, what's her name over, lives next to our town clerk, lives next to Rachel.
Want me to tell you how to get a contact?
Yeah.
Call Essex, where they put the application in.
So I have his email. I
They
s-
don't have a phone number?
I don't know, I'll have to reach out to them about that, but I did get their email, to get
'Cause that's the
email
best
that
place to
way.
get their information, I would
Yeah.
say, since
I
they
know
dealt
you
with
mean,
it
I
directly.
can't think of her name. That's
Roberta?
Roberta Haskins.
Yeah, Roberta has.
Because I know that she was the one that originally sent the email.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if maybe she had another way of contacting him. So I thought about if it was
I can
okay.
ask her if you want.
Okay,
her.
yeah.
That's
If
a
you're
great
gonna reach out
idea.
to Adam, I can reach out to,
Okay.
okay.
And I have one more. I've asked about the KFC building, but I've had people come to me. I've had 3 people ask me in the last week if it's a Taco Bell going in. And KFC and Taco Bell are kind of like sister companies.
Yes.
And apparently there's advertisements on Indeed or somewhere out on the internet requesting help for Taco Bell. So people are inquiring if that
Yep.
is
So
what's
I had a
going on.
call from one of the Channel 3 news reporters on exactly that issue. And I told him he had better information than the town does, because, yep, we've heard that it's Taco Bell, got nothing to substantiate that. It is the same franchise, it's probably the same owner, so there's really no permitting, they're just redoing that.
That was
The
my
only time we'll
thought.
see anything is if they come in and make a request for a new sign.
Right.
And we
That's
haven't
my
seen
thought.
that yet, but again, he told me all the things he knew about Taco Bell coming in, that he had found during his research in it and all that, so he had better information. I would say, I'm 80% pretty sure Taco Bell's coming in there.
2
at
of
this
3
point.
people actually came back to me saying, well, it's on Indeed, you know, they're looking to hire.
Yep,
And
they're
it
looking
says
for a
Barry,
manager.
says
Yep.
Barry/Montpelier, which we know it's termed the Barry
It's
Montpelier
a
Road.
Very good possibility, but nothing that we can confirm based on any factual information that we have as the town. So,
Very good. Thank you.
that's my answer for that one. It's-
No, that's good.
Any other roundtable?
That's it for me.
I didn't have any tonight, huh?
Congratulations.
Next time.
You don't have anything for executive session, right?
Oh, I thought we were having one. It says anticipated.
That was from
That was on Vin.
That was on me. I didn't know if we had to go to an executive session on that.
Oh, about the vacation. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, thank God.
You want one? Come on!
No.
I can come up with a topic. if you'd like to.
up with one, let's come up with one.
So I make a motion to adjourn the July 13th select board meeting.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?